for Tundra out of phase. I think it's their go-to with this brood. It's like either Hoodwink or Tiny here to get their low CD stun playmaker. And then I think Secret can already think about what is Puppey going to play into that. If you want the big AoE team fighter, you have to think about what that hero's going to do in the brood lane, because that lane is deadly for a lot of those types of heroes.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, Tundra pre-picks this bottom, so Puppey may be less likely to want the Chen. I think the interesting thing about a lot of these bans is they're not really banning like heroes that maybe are like super ideal for the specific situation. They're kind of just like going down the list of, hey, this team likes these heroes, let's ban them, because both teams have a very specific hero pool, and they're like, you know, there's a Kunkka ban, you know, that you wouldn't see that against any other team. You know, there's this like Dirge ban because they play 4 Dirge. There's like, you know, a lot of really specific things like that.
Yeah, so I think we are going to see, I'm expecting something like the Tiny, like SVG said, for Tundra. We're going to see, because this is going to be one of their setups, most likely. And then the whole draft is going to be revealed from Secret side, and Tundra is just going to get to respond. So they're thinking pretty hard about this ban. They're taking a lot of time, because they're going to ban, they're going to pick their hero here. So they banned the Pangolier, another hero that's pretty good against Broodmother. Pangolier, another hero that's, and let's see what they do against Broodmother. Pangolier, another hero that's, and let's see what they do against Broodmother.
Yeah, I think all has a good synergy. I think pretty heroes, they're all there. All has a good synergy. I think pretty heroes, they're all there. All has a good synergy. I think pretty heroes, they're all there. CS3, they're going to fight them. They're going to double last hit. They're going to use this tree. You know, maybe he'll pull some wave by throwing the tree. Like, they have all sorts of shenanigans up their sleeve.
I mean, I now think if you're Puppey, you're just taking that damage dealer. I think your options are like, we've seen Jakiro and Lich played a lot this tournament. I think both be solid. I would like to see a Wyvern, but you'll end up going Disruptor.
That is a good killer for both Broodmother and Mirana. She cannot leap out of the kinetic field. It's also, if you ever get to see Broodmother, you get to glimpse her back and you get to contain her, because this hero is very hard to kill otherwise. So it is one of the best brood killers. And I think this other pick is going to be something along Tidehunter, Mars. Those are what the bans indicated to me. So something that deals with brood again, because you do have to address this hero. And they go with Magnus, actually. That's a different one.
That's a very interesting choice here. We actually, if we were looking at pub history, Rezo was playing this a bit in pubs over the break. So this could definitely be some mag strat they built and have a good idea going in, like, hey, we're going to get second phase mag, because nobody was going to ban mag going into this game 1, right?
I think it's also not out of the question. This is a soft flex. Niche is a player who can play practically any hero in the game. Nine's not a player who picks like super hard lane counter picks, so likely you'll be playing in something that's somewhat playable. Maybe they get some Viper or some sneaky hero last pick that makes Skitter's lane almost impossible.
Yeah, I think that's a really good call, because it is something that Puppey as a captain has always taken a liking to, being able to flex his heroes, whether it's a Monkey King that can go middle or safe lane, in this case the Magnus. They are willing to put supports in either lanes. And we see the response, Naga Siren. Okay, how do you guys like that?
The Skeeter classic, right? Manta, Orchid Heart, every game, push the tempo, abuse the early team fighting. It's also an arrow setup. You get this sleep and that combo, which is really nice. The lane always feels good because you get the minus armor with the extra Mirana right clicks. Again, I think the more setups you have for this Mirana, it's nice. I think it's also a combo they've abused vision-wise a lot this tournament. Like, Naga's pushing in the lanes, making people show, sending illusions in the fight, and then at the same time you have this Pada multi that's hiding your backline. It's super deadly in these team fights. We're talking about a team fight from see anybody through the Mirana ult. Makes all of those spells tremendously harder, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the theme of the way these team fights play out is super interesting. Like, depending on how the early team fights play out, or super has an impenetrable wall. They're chasing you super different because of Glimpse you have. There's RP waiting in the wings, a really fat Monkey King, and there's another world where Tundra has all this garbage running at you, and you can't see anything, and they see you, and they kite you, and they poke you, and you have Disruptor playing on the defensive, which is just generally not what you want.
They're basically the zookeepers here. I do think Tundra is definitely...
Team Secret's turn to ban.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
you know, you might see a hero like Ember Spirit as well, something like that.
Yep. I think anything mobile that can deal with the lane pressure so that other heroes can group a little bit where those spell synergy will shine is going to feel good for Secret here. And like you said, I mean, any of those heroes is right up Nisha's playbook, right? We've seen him dominate the year on a lot of those spellcaster carries.
I mean, you can see Tundra, they're thinking about the Magnus mid potentially as well. They banned the Darkseer, so clearly thinking, hey, this Magnus is not guaranteed to be offlane, so you could have some flexibility. Keep in mind
10
open.
seconds
Alright,
remaining.
clutch call is Timbersaw, otherwise I'm gonna go with something like Ember Spirit or Storm.
5 seconds remaining.
That's my call here. Let's see.
I respect the chatting up.
Let's see the Tinker. See
Tinker?
him bust it
Okay.
out. I'm down for it.
If they go Tinker, I feel like we'll see an immediate Zeus.
Yeah, that is the
a very
issue.
classic 9 hero, so I'm not feeling the Tinker right now.
It is an extremely good Zeus game for Tundra as well, if depending on what secret.
I do really like Zeus for their heroes. It's perfect for how they want to play this map.
You think they just steal it here? Like, is Puppy thinking about, hey, if we give him this last pick Zeus, suddenly the global threat with so much lane shove just becomes debilitating.
It's not bad. It's not bad. They don't have that much reach between their heroes. They have the sleep,
Dire team
but other than that,
Ember
Ember
Spirit.
Spirit. Okay, they go for the stable pick.
And it soft blocks the Zeus a little bit. Right? At least you're getting some gap close on him. You're going to threaten him a little bit. You can control the runes against him, which is nice.
Early game tempo is quite nice.
Alright, Quinn, what is he gonna play mid? I feel like this is your wheelhouse. You see an Ember Spirit. Your name is 9 right
10
now.
seconds
My name is
What's it
9.
gonna be?
I mean, I think the Zeus is honestly not that unlikely.
5 seconds
They-
remaining.
Them having this sort of long range, like if you look at Snipe, it's kind of scary to just straight up run into without abusing this vision, abusing. We talked about that being sort of thematically what their lineup wants. If I think about heroes that 9 plays that fit in that wheelhouse, it's the Wyvern, it's this.
Mid Hoodwink?
Yeah, I mean, even something like a Hoodwink is possible, to be honest.
Talking about long range burst.
I feel like 9 is such a unique player that it's very hard for me to call what he's actually gonna play here.
The only other hero I can think of he's played on playoffs, especially with the Mirana, was the Spear Breaker game that he had.
I think it's pretty tough against Ember Spirit, right, Quinn? I feel like
Yeah.
that one's kind of hard.
The game, I mean, you just can never charge him. He just presses W. Fingers are on the keyboard. You're not stunning him.
The Huskar? Not even a consideration here into the
Does
bag
not,
is
I
a bit
don't think.
spooky.
Are we okay with Tiny Mid?
There is OD. He's also played a lot of OD.
Oh,
That is a little
just in the
shit.
tail
Yeah,
end of
barely
it.
on.
He locks it in.
I mean, I was thinking, you know, because every time they see this morph, they see this Ember, they're thinking, you know, Hour of Devour. I thought they were going to pick it earlier on in the tournament. He goes Midas, he goes Ags. Suddenly the multiple saves come out in the fight for RP and Static Storm. It's going to chunk through the cores without BKB. Pretty obnoxious pick.
Yeah, fits that style, fits that long range, sort of gives you that damage, that scale, so you aren't all in on this Naga who's playing into Magnus, who's playing AoE clear, and the Ember and the Monkey get powered. I think it helps their lineup a lot.
Yeah, it's also decent against Disruptor. I'm gonna go with Secret on this one still. I think they have a really solid lineup. I think Tundra has to play a very concept style of game. Like, it is their view of Dota, and they have to really make it work this game. But I think Secret
10
has a
seconds remaining.
easier understanding of how they're gonna play this game. They can just brawl. Tundra has to be very smart about
5
which fights they
seconds
take.
remaining.
Yeah, I mean, ease of execution is definitely on side. As the game progresses, this Ember and Monkey with Empower, your Brood Mother impact starts to dip a little bit, Nog Illusions start dying. Suddenly you don't have this vision advantage anymore, and just terrified of this RP all the time when ODU can't hit, you're just wait.
So you're both favoring Secret right now, right?
I'm favoring Secret.
I think so, yeah.
Avery, last one on the panel, and I'll just remind everybody, 100% win rate, 9 OD. There have only been 4 games, 3 of them have been Tundra. They've won all of them.
Well, you're convincing me with every stat you throw.
You gonna stick with the stats, Avery?
I think Tundra might take this just because this type of playstyle with the lane shove being super obnoxious on the map, so many summons, so many illusions. You lose one hero, your map starts to crumble. It's so annoying in a game 1 scenario. I think that's when you're the least mentally prepared for it. Like, you think you're gonna deal with it, but then you get halfway through and you're like, well, too many things on the map right now, you know.
And this exactly harkens back to what we said at the start. This is a clash of styles, right? You guys said that Tundra has a very set style. Secret, they need to find a way to counter it. This draft pretty much spells that out, right?
Yeah, very much so. I think this is exactly the type of lineup you want. Great against Tundra.
All right, Fly. Any last thoughts? I mean, what do we need to see from the side of Tundra?
I think Tundra has to do well in their lanes, especially when you got to counterpick their lanes. If their lanes go well, they can slow down the grouping up tempo of Secret.
I'll cut him off.
They're good to go.
All right, Avery, and the side of Secret?
Don't feed too many kills around the map. Make sure when you take the fights, you drop the hammer on the OD instead of the other way around, and you get the big RP with your BKB timings. Secure Roshan. Make sure you fight around good areas with your vision. Don't get outclassed by that Mirana ulti.
All right, everybody. I know you want to be able to see Secret versus Tundra, but of course, we got to be able to check in with our favorite man on stage. It's your Action Slacks with the coach interview.
"30 seconds to battle."
My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working.
You're not afraid of spiders, are you?
Thank you, Slacks. That's right, it's Cap and Avery, in case you forgot, Slacks. But here we are. We got to pause just to be able to catch things up, because we did have this situation where we had the teams kind of walking around while this coach interview was happening. Fortunately, we got this pause. Avery, we were talking about it before this game started. What was the storylines to this upper bracket finals? And for me, you actually said something that I thought was very fitting. You reminded me that Tundra was once upon a time one series away from being able to go to TI 10. They barely missed out on that one.
Very true.
Second chance for them, right? And being able to be here at TI 11, and they've made the most of that chance. They've gone very far through the tournament so far. And Secret, of course, everybody knows about that. There's a huge second chance right there. They had to go through the last chance qualifier. That's the ultimate second chance right there.
That's all you get. After that, there was no other opportunity. They've made the most of it, right? I mean, these two teams, second chances, they still have one in the bag, too. Upper bracket. Makes you feel a little bit more comfortable when you know, hey, if things go wrong, we're still in it.
Yep.
That said, I don't think either of these teams wants to drop down, and they definitely don't want to lose the dominance in terms of the meta, right? Both these teams are trying to define what's going to get them to the finals. If you get there with that definition in place, gives you a bit of advantage going into those early games, because now you're saying, hey, no one has broken what we're doing.
Yep.
And especially for Tundra, who I feel like has just had one of the more unique styles this tournament. Banking off the zoo, banking off the lane shove, Outworld Devourer. Who else is playing the mid heroes at 9 is playing at this event? Nobody else. I'll answer for you. This is a team that really wants to keep that momentum going and not have people kind of break that strategy and make them second guess, hey, are these things as strong as we think? Because like I always said, right now, they're just playing what feels good.
I was telling Bruno backstage, I was like, I feel like this series could be just like just a stomp of a 2-0. I don't know which side it's going to be, but I feel like it's definitely two different ideas matching up against each other, and somebody's going to walk away right, and somebody is going to be a little lost mid-series in figuring out what to do.
Definitely possible. This is a make or break situation, and Puppy, the all-time experienced captain, he has made or broken a lot of teams. I wouldn't be surprised to see it go that way. That said, early laning phase, another situation where you have to play versus Tundra offlane, one of the most annoying offlanes in the game. You're always pulling waves, always disrupting the equilibrium.
Yep.
Never seems like you get that 2v2, so Puppy's already doing a little shenanigans with Soxa down here, chasing him down, trying to meet the waves. Of course, this will give solo XP to the other two, but Soxa does not want to run through mid.
And this is kind of what Puppy was talking about when he was saying that they're just kind of like, I like to refer to Tundra, I'm not sure if I would call them dirty cheaters, but I would say dirty and nerdy. That's the combo that I think of when I'm like, what is Tundra? What makes them dirty and nerdy, man? These guys are the guys who break down the game to a science. They know every little mechanical interaction. They know every little dirty thing you can do in lane in order to swing a bad matchup, and you're seeing it right here. And Secret, they also know that, and they have come up with a plan to be able to deal with that. Puppy's trying to, as you said, meet the pulls together.
I mean, you can call it dirty and nerdy. I don't know. If you're in top 3, I call it just good Dota.
Yeah, that's good.
Figure out the mechanics, abuse them better than your opponent. It's one of these things that these guys do the best. And meanwhile, Secret, they're going to have to play with that double melee offlane. So Skeeter's going to have a really good early game. Very nice timings on this Naga. He's playing into Mag. You have to keep in mind this Tundra lineup. also have to get out of these lanes. Like, we've seen this Brood just
That changes.
quick TP mid.
Yeah, an early rotation that's going to catch 9 perhaps is, oh no, he ended up on the wrong side of the cliff. 9, I don't know if that was intentional or what, maybe it was just good old-fashioned luck, but close enough to the cliff there that it puts Science on the wrong side.
Nice little move. He'll sure it up. Still have Buried Fire. I'm not sure he goes down. There's just not a huge amount of mana in the tank for Nisha there either way, but I think they're happy to get out of this lane in a pretty good position. Snaking. His courier. I'm not going to be too happy about that one.
Oh, even worse. Our Ember Spirit did not actually get a chance to refill his bottle, so talking about being low on mana, so it really gets worse. Looks like Snake King, it's just going to fall. Resolution. It's way too hard with the 2-2-0 build he's got going on.
Yeah, this is the buff to Shockwave, right? This Mag Hero is pretty strong on lane. Like, he's just chilling here with the ring. Outside of Mirana Nagas, you can't pressure super early. So Rezo is just having the time of his life up here. Even CS with Skeeter, first blood gold on top, even more unstoppable. And him having a good game is really nice because he has the most flexible item choices to some degree. He can go more early utility. He can go the Vanguard, Arcane Boots, Mech. Some of these early items can help them skirmish, accelerate the tempo. And at the same time, he's going to scale his other 2 cores.
Just a little bit too far forward. Crystal's going to come in, trying to help his buddy out here, but it's not going to be enough. Too much damage from 33 and Soxa. And so I believe Puppy thought he was doing a little bit of pulling. 33 is going to take some damage in return. He can jump into the trees and make a go for it. As you can see, Soxa was even trying to cut down trees to make sure Crystallis gets caught. But ultimately, feels like just pushing the Broodmother out of lane is good enough for him.
And honestly, giving Monkey some solo XP might not be the worst. I don't think Puppy wanted to stay on here too much longer.
That was a close call. You see that 9 tried to stop Nisha from being able to pass over the bottle over to the Disruptor. But it did go off and he did get that refill.
Every little thing on the main stage adds up. Puppy's lingering around here, maybe trying to secure the vision for this 6-minute rune. They would really like it to go the Ember's way. Since this OD, of course, not one of the bottle mids. This gives an opening for Nisha to really get these 6-8-minute runes, power up on the map. If it's haste or double damage, he's going to be in heaven.
He's got 3 mangoes at the bank right now, and he just needs 1 creep to die, and he'll have level 6. And that's where that kill power, the OD especially, as he's been ramping up all those imprisonments. So this is a dangerous situation.
There's 3
collapses going to cut over that 1 creep. It's going to die right now. He's going to get his level 6. Now they've got the ultimate to drop it if they want to, and there it goes. They kill the Ember Spirit. Now look to be able to chase down Puppy as well. Puppy, with a spiteful last breath, kills the Arcane Rune before he does die, but a successful rotation by Tundra, picking up 2.
Testing that 6-minute rune, getting the level advantage on OD. Those little lane things matter. And 9 will drop that first hammer, cement his fate. No rune for Nisha. That was one he really would have wanted. We can also see like some of this minor synergy. You're gonna have to care about the Astrals a lot more in this game because every Astral needs a free arrow for Snake. In the fights and the skirmishes in the river, we didn't really talk about this OD Potom combo, but it's a classic for a reason.
We end this today.
Uh-oh, Chrysalis. He go a little bit too far forward here. He's trying to get the Jingu stacks up and to be able to swap over, hit the big swing that gets him back up to full, and it's 33. Who thought they could challenge the Monkey King? Step to the King, Avery, you best not miss.
Damn straight. That'll almost push him to level 6, so Saul's having a pretty good time down here in this bottom lane. Like, he is really taking it to the Brood, which is exactly what you want to do. You need to slow down this Brood's level 6 timing as much as possible, because that's when he can start to ignore your core matchup, get into the jungle, cut waves, accelerate the farm, get into that Wraith Pack pipe or whatever utility he wants to go. That's what unlocks Tundra's 5-man team fight. If all of that gets slowed down because your Monkey King is killing the Brood early, it means your time to get to this Mag and power ramps up considerably. So Secret, I feel like they're having a pretty good time on lanes here. This is probably in the upper band of what you would expect or hope for, especially from a Mag lineup.
Talking about that, Mag, when you talking about, okay, more time for the Empower to kick in for the Monkey King and the Ember Spirit, do you think that also means that they feel very comfortable going like pretty far into the late game against the Naga Siren because they have these big steroids coming in? Oh, bottom lane, 33. He's going to be kept in place. Not long enough, though, for the Monkey King to get those stacks.
I mean, I think you're always confident going late game with a triple melee core mag lineup. Like we said, Tundra does have some of the saves utility to play around with it. Nisha
Tossed over, jumps over to his Remnant. Didn't have enough mana for that one.
That's a DD. They can skirmish around mid with it. This is a lot of damage.
Toss is coming in.
Max Slight.
It's dangerous, though. The imprisonment, the self-save underneath tower. They get one last hit. He's going to go for it, Nisha. He wants his kill.
1 second for Slight.
Is he far enough away? He's out of range. And now they've got the toss up in the air. Oh, into the snowball pickup. Dodges the arrow nicely. They are going to be able to get another round Slight. Look at 9. He's creeping in on the side. He's going to come in at the last second to be able to bail out Saksa and get the kill on his Zayats.
Tundra bringing the numbers again to shut down this Ember's momentum. That's a huge rune. We can see the damage coming through. And of course, the whole time that flies out, 9 gets to complete his Midas. Already proccing it. This is the build he is favored on this hero the whole tournament. Midas into that Axe Rush. It's going to be extra attack speed and extra item progression for him. Arrows
An arrow. Oh,
little
hit the
early.
range creep first.
A gift from the
Both teams really trying to play around these mids.
Oh, goodness. Look at that stack. Rezo is going to be huge. No stacks on the side of Tundra, so this is going to be, they're already up a bit in net worth. That'll continue with stacks like these.
And 33 just has to walk out of base here. He's choosing to save his TP. Guess they're going to send him mid. He's tired of going against this Monkey Disruptor kill combo. At the same time, he can't really go against Mag. I don't think he feels great just sitting up there potentially feeding Spiders playing into Vanguard. 33 a little lost this early game. This has been one of the rougher starts for him. I feel like I've seen all tournament.
Yeah,
I mean, he's jungling with Insatiable. This is not the route of progression you want for your offlane Brood here. Trying to get to level 6.
No, you're supposed to get, you're supposed to get 6 in lane, and then, you know, you just are able to, even if your lane is hard, you could still jungle so much faster. In fact, he has to do it at level 5. Ugh. That's going to feel terrible for him.
It also pushes Saksa more towards these mid skirmishes, which again, we're seeing 10-minute rune. Might be in a bit of trouble. Depends how much Secret commits.
Snowball afterwards should be able to keep him in place. The arrow sneaks in from the side. Oh, actually tosses over Zayats at the last second.
Hello.
Tries to block him off, but is going to be caught by the imprisonment. Probably surrounded here. I don't think Secret could do too much to stop this one. Indeed does fall. 9 with a killing spree already.
Radiant's turret are kill.
Secret's got to be happy about both their side laners just getting full farm and solo XP though. Like sure, you're winning some of these mid skirmishes a little bit. You're contesting the runes. Ember, he's getting his economy drained a bit. He has some power to catch up. Rezo and Crystallis just having free-for-all the first 10 minutes here. And like you said, they are going to be big.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting seeing Rezo feel like he's had 2 different modes this TI, one of which has been like this carry style offlaner who he just is like picking up second most net worth on Team Secret, is just absolutely destroying in the mid to late game. The other mode is where he's just running around with Zayats nonstop. They're just constantly looking for kills. It's definitely going to be the former one, where Rezo's just going to take a lot more time farming in this game.
Play carry Mag to a degree. He did opt for the Vanguard, will go Blink. It is a tri-carry lineup. They're fine going moderately late here, no matter what. Quick smoke from Secret, trying to activate the Strengthless Magnus with the Catapult. Push this Tiny out of here. They don't want to let Tundra just sit up here and leech XP, especially when nobody can defend this tower on their own.
If they successfully kill this Tiny cleanly, they can go ahead and take the tower, get a decent bit of map control, especially since Crystallis is still able to hold his safe lane, no problem. Tundra just really hasn't been able to activate around that.
Yeah, I mean, you have to double man smoke yourself, which is exactly what Tundra are doing.
Found him. Caught him in. Shards, Shockwave, and Saksa. Well, all you can really do is delay the inevitable at this point in time. There is going to be the rotation to bottom, so now we are seeing that activation to the other side of the map. Question is,
Crystallis should read this though, right?
Yeah.
You know no one's defending top. This Naga's sending illusions mid.
it's so greedy to try and hold your safe lane tower like that one. The arrow's going to come around, but he was already on the trees. An interesting interaction where midway through the air, he got hit by the imprisonment, but managed to land on the trees anyway, and the arrow was off the mark as a result.
I mean, what is an astral prison to a king, Cat?
That's true.
He does not care about your physics. And that's a huge gank dodge, because that kill is the kill that's going to convert on this tier 1, right? Now he can stay down here, he can play in the trees. Secret can have teleports up to take the fight if they want to. Especially with Ember, the mobility on the map, Secret's invading your jungle. This lead can build a decent amount here in the next minutes if Secret make like one more good move. Meanwhile, Puppy's just been soaking the levels mid. I mean, he's 6.5 with Arcane Boots. He is farming up a storm, as Puppy likes to do.
That is true. He's had a very long career, and most of it has been playing sort of a greedier style 5 position. Because he's still, like, you know, you talk about, like, the captains, the old dogs who play 5 positions still. There's so much talk about, like, oh, well, the strategy and drafting they do. But Puppey, when it just comes down to the play, he's still got it, man. He is still one of the best 5 positions from a mechanical perspective.
Oh, absolutely. He's also one of the best at killing creeps.
That's a mechanic of sorts. In-base Moonlight Shadow, they're going to be able to set up the toss into arrow combination that catches Nisha looking around in that dire jungle. Tundra reclaimed that bit of real estate, while they're also simultaneously taking the mid tower. Maybe not right now. The Spiders, they'll eventually do their duty and bring it down. So
this is the downside of Secret support duo. They do not deal with the broodlings. So 33 can have his way in terms of cutting waves, pressuring buildings, forcing Secret cores to split up. And that's where those moves from Tundra with Moonlight Shadow or the vision they have on the map from Naga makes it a lot easier for those to work. This is where Secret have to choose how they play the map, and they have to choose it carefully. They have more anchor points like this Monkey or Mag they feel are strong. They'll just group up.
Blink reveal, skewer back. Small little distance. They do hit a nice combo on to Zayas here, but they might be able to catch both here with a beautiful static storm. The chains on top. Snake King's going to get run down. Zoxa does get bailed out, though, by 9. And that OD hits pretty hard. They don't want to play around him. They want to finish off that support, and they do claim it. 33 was kind of hovering around here, isn't able to do much considering the lack of farm that he has. Doesn't really have an item to play with just yet, which is going to be that Wraith Pack build.
Ended up claiming that tier 1 mid with the broodlings on the back end.
That's nice.
And steals the rune from Nisha. So getting a little extra damage in. Force that with the Mag Blink reveal. Maybe not the best target Secret wanted there. They would have really liked to just RP this OD and take the fight without that save. That's going to be a big consideration as well, right? When Rezo blinks in, you have to keep track of the Astrals. You have to keep track of this Nagasol. As you get turned around on, all of a sudden, maybe your static storm is gone. Maybe you expended some remnants in that RP. Fight's looking a little worse, right? Yep. Wukong as well. There's a lot of static spells that Secret can drop in these team fights. It gets reset. You have to rethink matters a lot. So when Rezo wants to fight, kind of the big key here for Secret.
Oh, nice sidestep there. Instantly read where a ward was going to be, and he actually picks up the last hit before Snake King can get the deny.
Secret baiting this bottom. Rezo pre-TPing. Stalls might get aggressive here. He has Maelstrom online already.
Get him with the stun first, follow-up snowball, just 100 to 0, nice and easy. And now, Tundra, this little push that they were looking for, it's immediately denied.
Secret is doing a very nice job of holding their map. They're not building a huge advantage, but it's hard to do versus Naga Brood, who are just going to excavate the lanes no matter what.
Yeah.
The one advantage they're building is some of this XP, right? You look at Rezo, he's level 12. Compare this to some of the Tundra cores. Skeeter just got 10. The Brood was suffering for a while, still only 9.5. So Secret does have a decent level advantage here, especially on their Monkey and on their Magnus. Here's another smoke, looking to use Magnus' strength right now. Convert it into some map control.
Cleared out that bottom right-hand side of the map. Now they're going to sweep through the map and try and catch somebody the very opposite end. The problem is this Naga Siren's pushing in so aggressively. It's no heroes are showing on the map. Tundra's just playing safe.
This is going to be the name of the game. Like, if you can get these smokes to land, they're crazy valuable, but good luck. Right? How are you ever going to catch anything in this map when Tundra can always just force you to show? Now you showed Rezo back on his own. Here's the setup. Arrow in the wing.
To arrow, Snake King perfectly on point there, and before the Mag even wakes up from that stun, he is dead. Also look for that. We've got a Blink Dagger Tiny now on the loose to the side of Tundra, so this just increases the kill power when they do split Secret up, when they do force them to show on these side lanes. This individual kill power of Tiny and Mirana, or the OD Mirana, whatever it is. It's going to be scary, especially for Crystallis, who keeps on trying to hold this safe lane and doing so successfully, honestly. I mean, he is known as a Monkey King expert, and he's showing why. The fact that he's been so wily, staying away from Tundra this entire time.
He's gonna have to tank the smoke.
But the Coyote might have just finally... Oh, that rotation was close. Crystallis, once again, hypes away to the trees.
Instead of Blink Tiny here, and also Blink can eat his tree. Does that boundless?
Catch Snake King. Thinking about the Wukong's man. Now, this is a little bit of a stretch. Crystallis really trying hard for this one. The rest of his team not quite there. Snake King is going to be caught. No leaps in hand. And they do get the glimpse backwards here with a snowball on top of that one. 2 pickups. Very valuable for Secret. Those are 2 big killers on the map. So now Secret, they get split up probably pretty aggressively here and try and push in the waves.
That was the one spot Secret wanted to bring everybody because it's where all their vision is. They don't have much vision on any of this top portion where Skeeter has just been constantly pushing his lane, stealing triangle farm. 33's in their jungle, scouting out with broodlings. The vision is always going to be a constant battle for Secret, so they really have to maximize what they get out of it. And that just means bringing the numbers. Every time you bring the numbers, if Tundra get out without losses, they're super happy. If they lose a couple heroes there, it means you're probably losing an objective. Secret get the most out of that play, and it's going to push this Monkey King up to BKB, 200 gold. It's a very big item for him. It means he can commit in the fight. Your Astrals don't control him as much anymore. Can't just arrow him.
It's also great for split pushing, right? Like,
yep.
he can deal with the split pushing because now if he gets imprisonment,
Yes.
okay, I'm just going to pop BKB if they try and arrow me. So,
Every item that helps him stay out on the map independently is going to be amazing for Secret here. It's going to be Ags done on Outworld Devour, I believe. So this is a big power spike for Tundra. They also have Orchid on this Naga. If you're not ready, if you get Orchided out on one of these cores, Nisha is not close to BKB. He's still 1,000 off. Tundra really want a big core kill into Roshan here.
oh yeah, getting a pick off on Nisha would definitely be the most amazing opportunity for Tundra.
I mean, look at Secret group though.
Yeah, the Spider crawling all over the map. This is one of the advantages of the Brute Mother. You feed away a little bit of gold and experience, but what you gain out of it, the vision, what you see, that information is very much worth the exchange.
And sometimes what you don't see, that scan clipped them on Roche, so Secret thinks they're roaching right now. Nobody's home.
Yep, it's gonna break. Snake King. Is he gonna be able to leap away successfully in time? All 3 leap charges used to get out of town. Resolution not gonna be able to find that opening with Blink Dagger.
I mean,
So
Secret's going to think about this tier 1 mid. They're also going to think about Roche here. Remember, their Roche teamfight is absolutely insane, as long as you don't get Song.
that is a very good point. They've got all this good AoE, like area control team fight between the Static Storm, the RP, and the Wukong's command, but it all goes way
towers under attack.
long time.
But I feel like you man up for it here if you have the Ember BKB.
Yeah.
They're 200 off this.
Under attack.
Might be why they're hesitating a little. I think if you had that BKB plus the Monkey BKB, that contest is just not there for Tundra. You just BKB up near the end of Roche. Forgo any type of Song contest, and you're super happy committing for this objective. Nisha's gonna go bottom, try and deal with this split push, which is always gonna be a nuisance. Deny?
Radiant's bottom
He'll take it as well.
Very nicely played, but does he get out?
Morana ults.
Oh, here it comes.
Orchid as well.
He has an illusion root,
He
so
does.
they know about it. They can't just Orchid him straight up. They've got to be able to find a way for him to be able to pop that and then catch him afterwards. But Nisha, he held and held and held. He's like, I'm not popping this. I bet the only reason he went to that bottom lane was because of that power root.
Definitely that deep, yeah. He would have been out of there way sooner. He didn't have that. Saves his life from the shadows, quite literally. And that'll push him to his BKB. I think Secret is now a lot more confident to force Roshan, and as we see, straight into the pit. They have Max tag team out on this Tuskar, so this... Tundra do have an option to contest here. Remember, they have pretty much everything up, and they have this Raid Pact on Brood. But it's going to be a little too hard to push through this middle lane. It'll be an objective for Secret, and a big one.
Wow. I'm very surprised they're giving this up. The Naga Siren on their team. But at the same time, if they contested and lost, I feel like that would be the beginning of a Secret would just take a huge lead at that point in time, right? You would get map control.
Absolutely disastrous. Yeah, and I just think it's not even a favorable fight for them right now.
Fair.
Like, at the point where both those cores get BKB off, now you have to fight into Wukong, you have to fight into an RP. Rezo can stay super far back. He went 4-staff Blink, so his catch range and initiation range went up a lot. This 4-staff can also help save people from an arrow combo, right? As long as they're facing the right way, force them a little deeper, it forces Tundra to commit with you. That sets up for your AoE turnaround a lot. This is the part where I feel like Secret's a lot stronger as long as they can connect, and Rezo connects.
Cut across the map. Does manage to get the Tiny here. 3-man Avalanche is going to buy him a bit more time. Actually gets the other side of the shards there. It's going to be the Snowball that chases him down. So they're only going to get the one.
Yeah, nice
which
little
Tundra
DD.
is probably accepting of a smoke for a 4 position. Not too bad.
They'll take it. You do have to think about how much of the map you're giving up here.
That's true.
Again, your Naga and Brood can like split push these lanes out, but you're losing on the XP advantage every time you make this trade. And at some point you have to win that fight. And the more of those you give up, the harder that XP hill is to climb. I'm serious, look at these levels. You have a level 11, level 12 cores compared to level 14 or 15s. It's already a significant gap. That means another level of talents, so more goal on the map.
Do you feel like that's something that is more valuable than it has been in previous matches? Because nice catch there.
Just found him.
What a beautiful skewer. Saksa was looking for a toss back there, couldn't quite get it, and looks like they're just going to be maybe, no, maybe not. 9 walking out of the Wukong's man. He gets glimpsed back though, and now he dies. Now they actually get the slight chains onto 33 as well with the double BKB pop and the static storm on top of that. That one's going to be 2 cores dead on the side of Tundra. Nisha, the last remnant of BKB, hunting for even more heroes, but Saxa said you wanted me? I jumped in, doesn't quite finish him off. The snowball save gets him away. A skewer back almost catches Snaking, but he managed to leap out. Glimpse doesn't pull him back far enough either, so Saxa daring to dive in like that was a bold move. Almost got the kill on Science, but instead ends in his own future.
More advantage going Secret's way in these 5-on-5s. Just doesn't feel like Tundra can take the full mana fight. Of course, Odie getting caught is worst case scenario, right? Anytime they can displace him, take the fight around the fact that Odie has to Astral himself, they're going to be super happy to do so. And of course, that glimpse, you got to think about it here. Like, this is a very powerful tool in this game to just keep Tundra heroes where Secret wants them. You can save your buddy, but what happens after the saves are gone?
Yeah. I mean, it's such a great, like, win more kind of spell, right?
Yep.
They win this initial part of the engagement where they get 9 out of the way. And once it's forced, Tundra is like, we can't fight back, we have to retreat. That Glimpse becomes probably one of the best support tools in the game.
And I really like how Secret's itemized this game. Like, they are not being too greedy on a lot of their heroes. Rezo went the Vanguard Force Staff so he can bail somebody out.
Okay.
Puppy's just going the Lotus. That's going to help deal with the Naga Orchid and the Net for Ember, right? This is an item built for the Ember Spirit to help Nisha in the fight. And of course, you have Tuskar who now gets his Blink, so you have Blink Snowball save online as well. These are 3 really powerful tools for Secret to reset those arrow combos. If the arrow combos aren't landing, your next best bet is these tossbacks. Try and displace the fight yourself, right? Throw people into the OD hits, into the Naga illusions, abuse the vision to a maximum.
Sounds like right now the supports have to do a lot of heavy lifting on the side of Tundra, and even then can be countered. See what they can do though. Tundra are going to go for a 5-man smoke. This is
your
feel like
Naga
we haven't
hard.
seen them do this in maybe the whole game.
Yeah, they might find the side Tusk, and they will.
Yeah, they will. They're going to toss him over to the side here into the Orchid. Now, Puppy shows up. He actually
ran in.
going into this one. The Static Storm goes out. The Wukong's man on top of that one. They're going to chain him with the stun from Chrysalis. Make sure that the Mirana can't get away. Nice imprisonment save. The fight position's going to come back. The statues and the slights. Make sure he stays down.
It's another toss back here if Tundra want to think about it. Oh, Rezo is going to displace him first, though.
Yeah, there goes the toss over to the side. So both the repositioning spells being used here. But RP locking down the 2 of them. The OD ultimate was dropping on BKBs. Nisha, they're going to fight it out with Chrysalis. So the song isn't going to be enough for Skeeter unless, there it is, the imprisonment with the song on top of that one. Now with the BKBs failing out, can Secret continue this fight or Tundra? Are they going to be able to be the ones to catch over hero after hero? A glimpse back, not going to do enough though, as it's going to be Nisha caught by the Orchid, drained of everything he has, including his life. They may have had the Aegis on Team Secret, but it's Tundra who come out the victors in that well-played team fight.
Oh, these long team fights are going to be Secret's bane in this game because these Astrals add up. They're just out of mana by the time that fight is done. You look at that Ember's mana pool and the death pool, it's 580. You got nothing left to do anything by the time this fight progresses past that song. Just an awkward initiation too, right? Both Secret supports pretty much taken out at the start to some degree. Puppy has to drop the full kit. Just look how much this Mirana death gets stalled. It was a snaking by, but now we're getting some more player arrow.
Static Storm trying to protect him, but it looks like with the imprisonment, it's probably going to be enough. Now, Zaxa's life is going to get traded out 1 for 1, but they do have the ensnare on the Monkey King here. He doesn't have his BKB, not for another 20 seconds. He's in big time trouble. They do manage to get back on to 9, but without the Monkey King, do they have anything to take advantage of this one? They do have the Ember Spirit coming in hot. 9, they need to get out of here, but this damn kinetic field is locking him in place. Nisha goes for the kill, and Nisha will claim it. Shockwave managed to finish him up at the end. Now with the BKB, he's going to challenge Skeeter. Doesn't really have the damage against the Naga Siren, so we won't find a secondary kill during that BKB timing. And it did cost Secret a buyback there from the Disruptor.
Expensive. We can see how chaotic these fights can become very fast for Secret. They want to take the more organized 5-on-5 engagements where they get their big spells off and kill a core. The second these Astrals starts coming out, Lotus Astrals, arrows flying through on top of summons, on top of illusions, on top of Broodlings. Yeah. It's too much gunk to keep track of. And
yep.
At that point, especially if your BKBs are out, the fight just becomes a nightmare.
I like this pickup. Snaking, grabbing the gem. Now that Tundra have kind of gotten back some of that map control away from Secret, they can start taking down some of these wards. Map goes dark for Secret. It becomes even harder to deal with these kind of split push lineups, right? When you don't have the vision.
Becomes harder to team fight too. Like, Secret's a bit reliant on the jumps at this point, I think. It's about who they initiate on, how they anchor that engagement. Ideally, it's OD every time. Trying to
Even
use
game,
that.
but it's not dead even anymore. No BKB on the Ember Spirit. Gets caught by the Moonlight Shadow rotation of Tundra.
Map is just way too hard to play. Secret need to do something to regain some vision control, regain some lane control. Not necessarily going to get easier for them in the next 10 minutes here. Again, there's just so much ghost push happening on the map. You have Naga Illusions cutting top, Rubline's cutting bottom. Tundra can group, Tundra can pick you off and not have to show that much to do it. Another toss back mid on this mag. Getting forced out.
Brisbane reset here. Puppy. That's going to be a dieback on him. That's why he's kind of dropping everything. Ultimately, you're going to be dead for a solid 60, 70 seconds. Might as well throw all your spells out there.
The same cooldown.
It
No
really
loss.
is.
You are giving some extra mana away.
Radiant's
Pumping
middle
up the
tower
OD a
is
little
under
bit.
attack.
Picking up a lot of momentum now on the Tundra side, a 4,000 net worth lead, and they're the ones now assaulting buildings. And I think that's such a scary part of these split push lineups. When they start getting on your side of the map, it becomes harder and harder to get it all back, right? You feel like you're constantly, oh, now this lane's being pushed in. Now our tier 2 is falling, the tier 3 is exposed.
The Tundra playbook.
Yeah.
This is what you have to be ready for in this tournament. And I think Secret's idea is we get this mag lineup, we have a bunch of cores who can shove out the lanes, scale really well, take the late game fights. You can't get there, it's a problem though. And yeah, who's Titan Sliver?
Yeah, who left that behind?
Somebody has a regret in the jungle.
See, let's check out the Tundra side. Oh, there it is. It was the Tundra. All right, well, that's a freebie for Secret. Oh, look at that.
They don't want it.
Or maybe don't look at that.
They don't want any handouts, Cap.
Want to win this game fair and square.
That's damn right. I mean, the alpha move is you pick that up and you give it back to him.
Radiant's top tower
That's the
is
next
Now
level
that-
play.
Imagine if you win the game. On top of that, ultimate mental damage being done.
I mean, that is something Puppy would do. I want to beat you at full strength.
Next Roshan. That's going to be so crucial, right? I mean, you have gone on this entire... Yay! Rezo finds it in the end. Hey, look, there's the Titan Sliver.
I've never heard such a resounding cheer or a neutral item in my life.
It's going to pass over to the Monkey King, so that's a pretty significant not only damage buff, but also the status resistance could be
very nice.
very crucial.
Roche does spawn here, but the biggest question is you need lanes out to be able to deal with it, right? I don't think you can just go in the pit and force it like you did last time if you're Secret. Maybe Tundra's sleeping, but I wouldn't bank on it. They always have that sleep up, so you have to find a way to deal with these lanes. It comes down to this Ember just reading the map super well. There's a limit to that. When you have Moonlight Shadow, when you have all the vision Tundra has,
Yeah.
it's just too much weight for Nisha to do it all. Now you're forced in a position where you gotta win the 5-on-5 clash. Tundra doesn't have to force it here either. They do have a Hex on Brood. This is an absolutely nasty item if he gets the initiation with it. Might be something Secret does not expect and does not BKB preemptively for.
They throw an illusion up into the triangle area, trying to get some information. Secret is smoked up, though. So Tundra, they start moving north. They think, okay, maybe they're up here somewhere. Not actually the case.
Gotta find this OD or you've gotta skewer one of these cores back pretty deep. And then just triple BKB man up.
So you think of the state of team fights, it's much easier for Tundra to win, and it's Secret who have this, like, the onus is on them. There's this one play they have to do in order to win a fight.
I think Tundra's super comfortable in this game state. I mean, they're also dire. They can abuse buybacks on the dire outpost for this Roche fight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
There's a lot of things going their way right now. It's just so hard for Secret to make a move without Tundra knowing it and without knowing where they're coming from. Wow, tools. They can use support buybacks on the front line. They can use the tossback. They can use a force staff. The initiation is not guaranteed to go Secret way. You might just get hexed when you blink in. You might get astral. You have to worry about them potentially just forcing it as well if you don't have vision. The Glimpse checking the Naga status. It will be real.
Yep. Of course, what you're referencing there is illusions. They do get one shot by Glimpse, so if you hit an illusion, just instantly pops. Problem is, there's so many of them.
Radiant's middle tower.
Puppy doesn't mind doing a little illusion farming in the downtime. I think Tundra's contemplating whether they want to just hate this triangle, but pretty much the only way Secret wins a fight at this point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if they're just chipping away at the mid-tier 2, there's really no rush to go into that trade,
there isn't.
right? You could just force them to bottom eventually.
Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to force it this game. And so we see Rezo, he's trying to look for anything here.
I don't know what mix-up of button clicks one was, but he force staffed and horn tossed, but didn't blink forward.
Soxa, think about blind jumping,
Radiant's middle tower is under
cutting his way through.
He's gonna find Science and toss him back over to the side. He's just immediately gonna try and take advantage of this. They do manage to get on the snowball. Now got on top of the OD. That's all important, but he has the imprisonment. He's gonna come back into Chrysalis with the stun, but he blinked away just before the stun could have hit. And that is so much of the team fight on the side of Secret now. Tundra is going to continue to retreat, though, instantly the side forward onto the Magnus. He tried to go forward, but he had an Aeon Disc as well, so he's going to be okay. And that hammer did absolutely nothing to him, but did almost finish off the toss. The Ember Spear is stuck inside the ensnare with no BKB. He will die. Elver extending. Now that goes in teeth, though, with the RP. They land exactly what they needed there to turn the fight. 2 cores going down on the side, now with a buyback up sides. They're going to finish off Soxa, who gets tossed over, maybe snaking low, beaten down. Chrysalis versus Skeeter, a one-on-one carry matchup where Skeeter has the health advantage, and he's got the ensnare, he's got the illusions, he surrounds the Monkey King, and now 9 comes back into play as well for the +1. Rezo for Staff Skewer on a way. They're trying to catch him, but 9 so close to be able to get off that extra imprisonment, but the blink goes first. Ultimately, Tundra walk away the victors.
I mean, honestly, it's not the worst outcome considering that Wukong stun completely whiffed on that OD. I thought that fight was going to be way more hard. And of course, you force this OD buyback. So that's a huge deal for Secret here. You're going to lose the Roche, but this Roche was just, I don't think it was in the cards at this point in the game anyway. You're going to have to kind of wait out this Naga's timings, go ultra late, use buybacks in a 50-minute plus situation here. That is the key to victory for Secret. And right now, Tundra, they're going to have free reign on the map. OD buyback, but he gets the Aegis.
So just to make sure I'm understanding this correctly, you think even though they got Roshan on the side of Tundra, the fact that they were already so far ahead in your head, that team fight was kind of a win for Secret? Just the fact that, as you said,
I mean, I'm not going to call it a win. You know? It doesn't
a draw,
feel good.
maybe?
But just considering how that fight started and how hard it is for Secret to find these initiations, we see here, Tundra's completely reset, right?
Yeah.
Even on this second go, Rezo just gets insta-hex. These jumps are just very hard. Nisha tries to commit in, but at this point, again, your BKB is gone. You have no backup dispel.
Yeah.
The team fights become near impossible at this point. So the fact you got an OD buyback out of missing a Wukong stun is pretty good in my book.
Yeah, that's fair enough, and it's all thanks to Resolution being able to hit that RP, and perhaps a little overextension there from 9, but ultimately he had the buyback, was able to use it
Radiant's middle
to
tower
secure
is under
Roshan,
attack.
and has the Aegis now for the next 4 minutes.
You were talking about that hammer doing nothing. Something I've just been laughing over in this game is Nine's been running around with this Eye of the Vizier.
Yes, the minus 15% max mana. That's how much value he puts on cast range.
He's just playing for the Astrals. I don't need a high mana pool, you know? I'll make it up with the saves, make it up with the dispels. Of course, you get mana from the Astral, so...
I mean, he's probably jealous of Puppy. Puppy's sitting there rocking a psychic headband.
Very true.
He's like, that's the cast range item that OD really wants.
This is the future of Dota, where ODs lower their own mana pool for the dub. I mean, it's also Tundra's game plan for the fights, right? They don't need to burst somebody. They don't need to take some super short-oriented fight. They just need to play it long, get a huge amount of rounds of spells off.
Both the supports getting caught here. It's Puppy who's going to be run down. Looks like the Tusk maybe got away. He did. Well, he almost did. Well, Resolution's going to be found. Oh. No, he's got Skew and he's got Aeon Disc. So, let's see how far away he gets here. Is there an opportunity for him to be able to blink away during this Aeon Disc, or no? Hit by the arrow. Oh, he still gets it off. That status resistance lasted just long enough. He fogs him and TP's out. What an escape from Rezo. Twice now, the Aeon Disc that he picked up comes in clutch.
Absolutely clutch. Doing a little tree work as well. Never hurt anybody. Yep. That's a lot of time, and every time Secret buys some time, it means they can get another lane out. Give him some remnant of map control and vision. They're pretty much stuck in the base at this point. Of course, I don't think they have any inclination of fighting this Aegis too much.
No, absolutely not.
And Tundra's caught up in the levels, they've caught up in the items. Skeeter is super far ahead in this game. 30k net worth. Opted for Bloodthorn, Butterfly, and BKB. This is like a man fight build, right?
Yes.
This is a build where he just wants to run in man fight Secret cores. You're not going to be able to out right click me.
Allies.
Yeah, that Aeon Disc status
able to
resist.
get away.
Middle tower is under
Doing the work.
Backing live, we have the RP, and it lands onto the Naga side, but he's showing at Pinky. They need to be able to 100% him there, but they've got the imprisonment plus the shard. So he's going to be able to walk it off, all thanks to that Roshan pickup. What a glut here, though. Locking out a bunch of heroes. They also got on top of it. Once again, the OD, they're just walking away from this one thanks to that imprisonment save. They jump back over 33, who look to be able to finish off Puppy, has an Aeon disc, and now the song reset comes in. Tundra, they built up these imprisonments. Nine's in the position. Arrow goes out. BKB from Chrysalis. Takes that one down. Secret on full retreat here. Are they all going to get away from this one? Tundra, do they have anything left? Nisha, he barely got away. Glimpse back, goes around. They have the Lotus Orb to deal with the silence. That part is so hard. I love the Lotus Orb from Puppy, but it's so hard for him to be around this Ember Spirit all the time. Toss away.
Oh, they're going to
Skewer back at the same time. The slide and jump away from Nisha. Saksa thought he had an opportunity to trade his life for a big core, but Nisha's Ember Spirit is just too elusive.
No more tosses for you. Rezel's getting fed up with these tossbacks, man. He is the ultimate displacer in this game. These fights, they just go long. Gotta save those BKBs. I was surprised Cristal still had his arrow at the end. I thought it was going to be expelled for sure. Very patient here from Seeker, and of course the tactical retreat. Not losing anybody in all of that?
That's pretty crazy.
Even Puppy was on like 10 or 20 HP there to brood leads in the back.
Yeah.
Managed just to walk it off. Fluffy hat. Sometimes the 40-minute Fluffy hat comes in pretty handy.
Don't take away that hat. Took him straight from Giants, probably.
These Astrals are going to be a problem. Like, Puppy's building towards Ags, but of course, OD Astral doesn't care too much about the Ags unless you're catching him in it, right?
Yeah. That's true, which you kind of need. So, whoa, it's
Nice
a two-man skewer. Do they have any stuns to follow it up there? CRP right for the tier 3 Static Storm on top of that one. The imprisonments, once again, the BKB is going to go out from Skeeter, and he gets the song up. Once again, they find this beautiful initiation, but Skeeter's Naga Siren is too tanky. He doesn't die fast. We talked about that problem 30 minutes ago. They do not have the ability to burst down heroes, in which case Nine is always able to take his time getting the imprisonment saves.
They just need more damage in order to convert on these finds, because they're finding them. They found the real Naga multiple times now. Like you said, just not enough damage to kill him. There's going to be an Astral save. There's going to be a song follow-up. At that point, he just walks it off. Initiation's so difficult. Now you're getting turned on. Bloodthorn going to work here, shredding Zaya.
Definitely no shortage of damage on the Tundra side. You have that Bloodthorn.
And you've got to be able to check the OD on these other initiations or find him. You have to do both things at once, right?
Yeah.
Finding the Naga, finding the Brood, that's great. But if they can just walk it off every time, Tundra's not losing too much on these ghosts. You're heading into very late game territory here.
So who are you assigning, like, who has what duty? Do you assign Rezo, like, you just look for any good initiation, and then what, Chrysalis, you try and jump onto the OD, or what's the play here?
I'm not sure, it's not easy. Depends who thinks they have that
nice
damage.
Force Staff! Cuts the king down from his perch here,
Does
but
have BKB if he can get it off.
he does have BKB, but he may not have an opportunity. Imprisonment at the last second. He's got some regen coming in. He's going to survive through this and get out the
Mechanic as
BKB.
well.
Throws out the stun. Huge heal with the shake panic.
Fight him.
Now the Wukong's command. The imprisonment once again. The Song of Siren.
Doesn't want to...
He needs to be able to jump out, but they're going to go back in. Do they find him? He's a tree right there. He's right there. And they found him. They hit him. He's not going to be able to jump onto the trees. He's still inside the Wukong's command, but Skeeter doesn't care. He's got his delusions. He's got his whole crew signing up for duty to bring down the Chrysalis Monkey King, and he's dead for 80 seconds. A huge opportunity now for Tundra to perhaps break open that high ground.
No buyback for 150 gold.
Well, they don't know that, though.
I don't think they have much interest in going high ground. I think they have interest in taking over the map. Getting even more farmer and their supports who are reaping the biggest benefit out of all this. Now Snaking's level 20 on this Mirana basically with full Aeon disc. Even these supports are becoming very difficult to kill.
Avalanche, toss, arrow coming in. No.
Just sending the message.
Just keeping them off. You can't push out these lanes too far. Meanwhile, spiders, illusions, the whole zoo is here to play.
Fox is building an Aeon disc of his own.
Visibility.
I don't know how you kill this Tundra backline. It seems impossible. Pretty much have to find a good core, have to find the Skewer RP, lock down OD with this Static Storm. Maybe this Disruptor Ags is the key to making something happen here.
see very calm, clear communication from Tundra. I'm sure they feel very comfortable in this game. I mean, you said it. They felt comfortable like 15 minutes ago. Now, with a 19,000 net worth lead and closing in on Secret bit by bit, they are tightening the noose.
They just see everything. What's there not to be comfortable with, right? You know where Secret are at all times. You have control over where the fights take place and how the initiations go for the most part. Secret pretty much are only going to get the jump if they smoke out, plant a ward, and just see everything off it. Now you just get Roshan here. Absolutely no contest in the books if you're Secret.
It's going to be Refresher Shard. Do you think they had a preference there? Aghanims or Refresher Shard?
Honestly, maybe a Refresher here. I mean, you already have like bags on the heroes you wanted, right? Sure. Even the Saga has one, so...
In which case now we can drop double Sandy's Eclipse. I mean, we could get 4 imprisonments pretty easily. I mean,
double Hex.
You could hit a 4-man RP on the side of Resolution. It may not do anything if 9's not in it.
It'll do absolutely nothing. He'll just drop the double hammer, double Hex. He's going to turn the fight around again, so you have to find the angle. Nice skewer.
Away! It's a long one. Snake King blocked by the kinetic field, actually. The tech one gets around it, and on the side, we're going to see Puppey pay for that kinetic field, perhaps, as fighters look to be able to chase him down, and the hammer gets dropped. 9 turns around, imprisonment, refresh, and second support goes down. Rezo looks to try and blink forward there and get the skewer back. Meanwhile, we see Nisha. He's forced to bomb his BKB, the Bloodthorn. Managed to get that one out of him. They've used kind of everything they have on the side of Secret. They're going to have to full out retreat. They may just have to give up a full lane of barracks.
This game is looking rough. There's just not enough damage in the tank. I think even at this point, if you land everything on this Naga, and he doesn't Astral, doesn't matter. He still has Aegis. He still has the Butterfly Evasion. Just not cutting through enough of this. You need really deep skewers.
Though, the skewers are always an opportunity. 9 in turn throws out the imprisonments. They cannot seem to be able to lock down these 1 heroes because 9 is always there with to be able to get the save. They have that buyback though on the Disruptor. They need to make it worth something here. They get the glimpse back, but again, the Astral, the imprisonment, they keep on going down. And this is still the first life. Soxy with tossed over on Anisha. He doesn't have BKB. He's caught by the side, and now the song wake him back up, and there's the second side. Wait, in the vulnerability over and over again, but he couldn't get away. He does have a buyback. They're going to try and get the dive back on the Puppey here. Lotus Orb bouncing back some spells. Another skewer over the side through the kinetic field. They caught 9. They hit him with the stun. The fight there, he's dead. All important. Finally, the OD is the one that gets caught in the initiation for Resolution, gets caught in the trap. And now the rest of Tundra, there is no song. There is no imprisonment.
OD buy.
OD coming back. Oh, they cannot afford this Naga Siren to die. Optimus, the nice dodge there on the stun. The arrow coming in, goes wide. He's focusing on Resolution. He does not want to get skewered any longer. The BKB is going to wear out soon. They've gotten on top of 9. Well, it's maybe just the touch who's gotten on top of 9. Nisha has the second round of the BKB. There goes the imprisonment. Chrysalis.
Have to get over
and they
here.
blow up off of this one side. Oh, that skewer is off the mark. He blinks away first. And that, without being able to catch 9, so much of their extension here on Secret is being ruined. Again and again, the imprisont's going down. Nisha throwing out the damage, does manage to jump back to his remnant. If they can reset here, ultimately, they still got a buyback out of 9. There is still a buyback on Skeeter, but both 9 and 33 used theirs in a losing game. That is a glimmer of hope, Avery.
That is more than a glimmer. That is like best case scenario. You're fighting Aegis. You're fighting so many saves, so many of these skewers on point for Resolution. This is the only reason they're still in this game. It's just dragging them insanely far back with the talent, with the Aether Lens. You can get them real deep. And of course, that's a 3-for-3 buyback situation. I don't even think you're too sad if you're Secret out of this scenario.
Yeah. We saw a whole lot of this guy at TI-10, the Magnus. The hands of Collapse now.
Channeling
Resolution, channeling his fellow countrymen in Collapse, trying to show off.
You have to fight these tossbacks as well.
Skewer, man, crazy.
I mean, it's another scenario where your Wukong does absolutely nothing. If anything, Naga's just healing for it. Your Ember's dying to the hexes in the back.
Yeah.
We do see, though, this OD, if he gets caught, I mean, what a horn toss skewer here.
Yeah,
they got stuck on the static field, but I guess it just gets overridden. If you can find that OD and take him out, all of a sudden, Tundra half the route. Like, their saves go away, a lot of the chip damage and the glimpses and all of this become way more powerful for Secret. But you have to be able to find him, and that is the trick in this game.
Yeah, like, Secret, they may have gotten the buyback out of them, but I feel like they're not going to be able to take advantage of it. I think they're going to be stuck inside their base. There's no way they can go for some crazy all-in. It just comes down to one team fight sort of play. I think Tundra is just going to lock them out. Just wait for the buybacks to come back up.
That's why I said this game is going to go late, because I don't think Secret's giving up their base easy.
No.
And they're ready to defend it. At the same time, Tundra's building damage is very poke-oriented. They can't just force the throne in a buyback situation, right?
Yeah.
That fight does not favor them, especially when you start getting skewered into the fountain. I mean, it's not normal that you're talking about skewering into the fountain for a viable strategy, but at this point, it is something Secret can think about. Like, the ranges on some of these, you have a refresher as well. You can blink RP skewer, refresh, skewer again, RP in the fountain again.
Yeah.
That's one way to help deal with some of these heroes, or separate the fight by such a distance that the Astrals just can't come through.
That level 20 talent, the Ether Lens. And as you said, the refresher, it's a very real possibility. And if they get the right initiation, maybe they don't even need the fountain anymore, because now they've got an Aghanim Scepter Disruptor. So if you hit 9, he's done so. He gets the Static Storm on top of him, he's not going to be able to do anything to stop it. He'll just melt.
If you hit him, beautiful. Even if you don't, you're doing that to make the OD show.
Yeah, that's
like,
true.
9 has to think about when he shows in these fights and how he's doing it. If he commits to try and get the save, he opens himself up.
Right.
That's when you get chains into a Static Storm, something like that. I mean, remember, this OD has been playing this whole game without BKB, without a huge amount of defensive items. He's even
That's
gone
true.
Moon Shard. You can't get much more aggressive. You get caught in the Static Storm, you're pretty much done. There is no save to bail you out other than the song. Better pray it's enough.
Is he actually going to go Overwhelming Blink?
Why not?
At Arcane?
Stronger.
That is literally more strength, yes. Thank you, Avery. Snowball in. Zayat's being pulled into a nasty scenario where he'll just be avalanche. Now, Chrysalis, oh, look at that. Soxa immediately tried to pounce on the Monkey King to get him off the tree. Still caught him in the end. Is he going to be able to get off of BKB? They've got the Lotus Orb to be able to help him out. He pops BKB now, turns Static Storm. There's no real Naga Siren there. They've also caught Puppy on the side. So the two supports will die. Neither one have a pieback at the Skeeter. Woo. Soxa almost catching the Monkey King again. Chrysalis barely managed to jump away.
These retreats from Secret have been on point this game. These are not easy scenarios to get out of, and they have done the correct job at bailing on a lot of these situations. Because messy fights like that, there's absolutely no way you're taking that type of engagement. So you need to get your cores out. You need to get them well. I even feel like sometimes Puppy's just running in to try and take some of the spells, get his cores out of that situation. As long as all 3 Secret cores are alive, they can take a base defense fight.
They last showed on the bottom side of the map, so they smoke over to the top side, see if they can get a pick here. So maybe an Ember Spirit or Magnus out of position, failing that, okay. Don't find that opening.
No BKB on this Monkey. Skeeter, he's up the Bloodthorn. No,
There is instant size being used as he blinks in. Aeon Disc gets just wiped out. The Nullifier completely disrupts that one. They do have a buyback onto Rezo. They're probably going to have to wait out the supports, though. We're almost up here. Chrysalis, you gotta be careful. He's BKB, he's still not back up. They're gonna go for the buyback now. The Magnus needs to be able to bail him out, but there goes the song. Perfect timing. Can they get out of the glimpse range, though? Puppy is gonna be able to force that one. The man to dodge or the imprisonment. No, we got the dodge out. Nice illusion dodge there. And the arrow. Now the jammer's being dropped. Almost finishing off the Monkey. He turns around, pops Satanic, gets a little bit of heal. Not very much, though. Secret, they gotta get back to the fountain.
Any more glimpses?
No more glimpses, apparently.
No, he needs to heal. Oh, Zayats, he got songed on the blink in punch. That might be a very different fight if that happens. And of course, some sick Manta dodges from Skeeter this game.
Yeah, very well played by Tundra. Nice reset by them. I mean, they are just playing this like Secret. They're holding on by a thread, and they're playing really well to keep this game still going on. But Tundra, very disciplined. They keep on poking at him and getting a little bit more resources out of him, a bit more. And they're saying, this is fine. We love this game state. You're losing range barracks, you're losing melee barracks.
You're losing Magnus buyback?
Yeah, Magnus buyback. Like, you will eventually run out of resources. We are going to drain you dry. And even if that doesn't happen, they still have full control of Roshans. They can still infinitely farm.
And they just keep sending the Broodlings in, too. You just watch these mini-maps. It's just dots of every color going into Secret's base, pushing the waves in. It's a very tough spot to be in.
Yeah, even if you did ever push out the lanes a little bit and 5-man smoked out, like, it would be so obvious because the illusions and the spiders are always inside the Secret's base.
game has gone on, that OD buyback is up. So that's 6 or 7 minute window that Secret had to maybe abuse that. No way to capitalize on it. Instead, they had a quick smoke bottom.
And break.
Actually chained him there.
Actually do find the OD. Moonlight Shadow goes out, and almost seems like Secret's just making a break for trying to kill as many creeps as possible and get back to base in time.
Lincoln's on Nisha. Gonna help him a lot this game. Not get Hex, not get Astral. Be able to commit in the fight.
So many spells at the same time.
There's a lot.
So the Bloodthorns, the Sight Devices, the Imprisonment.
And we saw like the Nullifier, right? The Nullifier is a big one because now those Aeon Discs not helping you on the mag. You're gonna purge a lot of this stuff off. It becomes even more obnoxious to jump. Sox has got a full Octarine core. These Tundra supports are so farmed and they are so annoying.
And who's going to take the Aghanim Scepter? Going to be the Brood Mother. So now, talking about the spiders being in the base, and now you're going to have these spinner snares just sitting all around. If you ever try and step out of the base, there's probably going to be like 10 spinner snares you're going to be running into.
Starting to feel like we're at the point where they need 5 or 6 Lincolns for the mag. You know, are we at that point again? Somebody help this man get the skewers off.
They kind of do. They kind of need just that.
Or BKB here, but he's just so far from it.
Setting up Saxa, finds the initiation, 2-man avalanche with a toss back as well. They do manage to get a skewer back into the tier 4s. So as long as nobody dies on the side of Secret, this is going to be okay for them. They did use the BKB, and Saxa was walking up with the Aeon Disc, the 4 staff away. Now the Song of Siren allowing him to get out. So he forced a BKB. I think Chrysalis used his.
How do you kill any of these heroes?
I don't know.
If you're not killing him in that scenario, I mean, you need Nullifier. You just need it.
Oh, didn't quite get it. The skewer almost going off. The Nullifier is going to make that Aeon Disc useless. Oh, no! He dies. 9 finishes him off. There's going to be a dieback. Now it's going to be a 4 versus 5. Chrysalis in a good position, though. And whoa! My goodness. Nine just exploded at 33. That's the Squad Spider as well. They do a buyback, so Secret got to be careful as they push out, but they really want to be able to force more. They won't be able to stop these supports. There goes the buyback. The Bloodthorns there. Onto the Ember Spear. They need to help him out. But here comes Nine. They've got the sight. The imprisonment going down. This is maybe the last stand from Secret. It's all up to Chrysalis, and he's going to be able to fight through. Skater, he's going to fall once. Nine, a dieback on him. He just changed the game for Secret, but Chrysalis, he's not sure if he can go for it. They're going to sneak on a Skater instead. Saxa comes in, lays down a combo, almost enough to finish on the monkey, and he does die. He goes down. The one-on-one against Nisha. Now sneaking joins in the fray. He jumps forward. Nisha, he must get this kill. He needs it so badly. Another round of Slight. Not quite in order, but the double Slight gets him before he dies. He finishes off 9. He gives Secret a small chance. Tundra are going to go high ground with 4. Just the 2 possible for a hold here from Secret. It's going to have to be some sort of crazy tier 4 defense, all up to Chrysalis and Puppy.
This is 1 BKB. That's it in the tank. The Puppy buyback. Static Storm in 30. He's getting Snare, getting Illusion. I don't think the Monkey King's stopping this, but he has one last Wukong in the tank.
The most veteran TI captain in Dota history. And the newest kid to the block, Chrysalis,
himself for
holding against 4 of Tundra. The tier 4s are down, the throat is exposed, they gotta get in there soon. He pops the BKB, he starts charging at Tundra, but they just keep their distance. He's gonna blow the Wukong's command, he tries to hold. He needs 15 seconds. Chrysalis, can he hold 15 seconds for the Magnus to come back and start getting those skewers?
How long is this Wukong? He's praying for it to be as long as possible.
It needs to be a little bit longer, but he's getting tossed out of it, and now Tundra, they pounce a second round, a refresh, a double stun, a static sword. They're trying to hold, they're trying to get outside the static sword, but are they gonna be able to hold this one? The mantle away, the Song of Siren out, 4 step, TP out, and Secret hold! Chrysalis and Puppy, they managed to hold somehow, some way. This game will continue.
The refresher on the monkey. We said that Wukong has to last longer. Well, 2 of them.
That's
was
the
way to do it. Tundra just didn't want to commit for that throne. Choosing to send everything else at it except the core heroes in. At the end of that fight, Skeeter says, I'm out of here, man. I am not going to push the luck and force the buyback.
And you don't get another chance after that one.
Divine Rapier, baby.
It's time to go all in. A Divine Rapier for Chrysalis. It's the only real way this could end.
I mean, a beautiful setup here from the Boundless in a 2-man Static Storm static field. That's the only way you're killing these heroes, or at least threatening them. So like we said, it was only Crystallis and Puppy. That's That's all you need sometimes.
That's true.
Now they're looking for more, trying to abuse the window they have. Remember, no buyback here on this Brood for 70. No buyback on this OD if he gets found. Her stall is just running
He
without
tries
mid.
to sneak it. Saksa. Still a creep wave. He really does
Not
not
that
want to
time.
let this opportunity for Secret to go high ground while there's still 60 seconds for 33.
I mean, this is 50 seconds, no Brood. You're lucky. No buyback for Secret. They need this throne, and they need to raise it.
Towers under attack.
Tundra pushing in
BKB.
bottom.
Structures are
Nisha, if he could just even hold these heroes here while the rest of the team pushes down that mid lane, but they're actually going to come back.
Secret want to take the fight. They do not want to end up in a throne race.
Get a glimpse, get a glimpse. Oh, puppy.
So much time cost here. But of course, you have an exposed throne on half HP. No glyph. Secret just have no choice in that scenario. Have to come back and play the defensive position. Have to imagine if they'd gotten to Tundra's base in that interval.
Oh, yeah. What is this?
Now this is
He's
absolutely
pulling-
next level.
What did I say? Nerdy and dirty? That's the only way
That
to play
is-
it right
yeah,
there, Tundra. That is
dirty.
nerdy and birdie to the best of degree. Pulling the creep wave with his courier, and he keeps it alive, too. Goddamn brilliant, Tundra.
He didn't have anything else on the map he could have done that with. With all the gunk on the map. Even the couriers making it hard for Secret to get these lanes out.
That is beautiful stuff.
Just when you thought you had to fight everything. They throw a little bit more your way.
Yep.
That said, Secret, they are smoking up mid. Remember, no buyback on OD Brood. Divine Monkey might just one or two shot some heroes here. Refresher coming up in 15.
Oh, man, a
have
double
a good
penalty
angle.
strike would actually just
Good
shot
ward.
some heroes.
Glimpse on the
back
Brood.
first thing, fine, 33, instantly
the Brood.
he goes down to 2, 9 with the save though. 9 is being chased out by the snowball, gets a first step away from Sox, and he locks down the 2, so Martha, bam! There they go, there goes one hammer, 9, setting up for a little bit more, gets the reset of the song. So now with just the cores alive,
They are trying to get
they can
out.
keep their distance and maybe get out fully. Saksa,
No
maybe
buyback
not so
on
lucky.
Tiny.
That is going to be very bad if he dies here. Another hero with no buyback. Again, Secret, they have been down and out this entire game. Anything that resembles parity in this game has got to be a win for Secret. They are just like stuck inside their base for like 90% of the game. And now we've gone to a point where we're kind of even and there's 60-minute items. Secret can
60-minute
actually get
drops.
out on the map and pick up these 60-minute items, which are a game changer.
Apex for snaking here. Tundra is definitely going to do some farming and choose who to give it to. Still, you have 100 seconds, no Tiny, 50, no Brood. Secret can get lanes out. Remember, they're not mega in this game. They still have bottom barracks. They can push it out pretty fast between Monkey and Ember. I think you try and find something here. I don't think you're just complacent with trading neutral items and letting this Tiny Brood respawn for free. That said, it's obviously easier said than done when you have so much trash just pushing in your lanes.
Yep, that's exactly what Quinn called it on the panel, right? You've got these spiders running at you, these illusions constantly. You have to have a way to be able to deal with it. Secret's idea was the empowered triple melee lineup, and it's still not enough.
I'm amazed at how much they found in these late game fights. The discipline and the
that is
target
a huge pick up.
prioritization.
The mirror shield. I almost want to see that on the Ember Spirit, so
Yeah,
you
you
can dive in a
reflect
little
the
bit
spell,
deeper.
reflect an OD spell here. Might just win you the fight.
Yeah. You know what I love is that Tundra is that they got the Pirates hat. So as if, you know, like they already have a 38,000 net worth lead, but let's go ahead and give them a little bit of extra booster. It's actually, they actually got it on the side of Secret now too, so they can both be digging up bounty runes nonstop. Shuffling items around. I don't think is there really anybody who wants that, oh yeah, they got a Tiny, Giant's Ring Tiny.
How does Tundra always end up with a Giant's Ring? I feel like I've seen Skeeter end up with a Giant's Ring so much.
Yeah.
I doubt he's going to take it on Naga this game, but guys just always get it. Of course, we're going to wait for the Tiny respawn just to see how big this Tiny gets. Everybody.
Can we
wants
see a
to
BKB Tiny with Giant's Ring?
that. The most untiny Tiny of all time.
Secret still need 2 more.
Oh my lord, he's a big boy.
Show him. Good God! Now that's a hero! Mamma mia!
Is that a hero? Is he bigger than Roche?
He's coming for you! Where's Roshan?
Put him in the
The
pit.
ultimate rock monster face-off!
Put him in the pit. Put Roshan in Tundra's base. We'll swap him out here. I mean, that is a visual monstrosity.
They have been inside their base so long, by the way, they haven't finished up their tier 5 items because tier 4s are also dropping. for the side of Secret.
You gotta farm through them. I mean,
Yeah, they still have one tier 4 and one tier 5 left.
pretty much all you got is Fallen Sky on this Tusk. You've got that Mirror Shield. They're gonna give it to Nisha, so he has Lincoln's plus that. Trying to keep this Ember alive as much as possible. He got the Refresher too. Almost level 30. These late game team fights are not as straightforward as they used to be 20 minutes ago. Like, there is a lot of gas in the tank for Secret now because of these Refresher Torps coming out. Yep. Multiple Wukongs, multiple stuns, multiple DKBs, multiple ults. This is going to come down to buybacks and how much Tundra presses their advantage with the Roshans, which they're still probably going to get him, but how much does an extra Hags do for Tundra here? Not a lot. How much does an extra Refresher Shard do? Not a lot, right?
Yeah. If you're just now joining us, we're 63 minutes into game 1 of the upper bracket final here, Secret versus Tundra. If you're wondering what all this craziness is going on in your screen, it's a lot of tier 5 items going into play. It's Secret who have been pretty much, it felt like they were kind of in that like 5% win chance for the last 30 minutes, but they've held on. And through sheer perseverance, what, you think that was generous? There it is! Very generous. Saksa!
He is actually bigger. The glorious. I'm just basking in the beauty of this
now
guy
he's
right
got
now.
tree volley too. Does that increase this? The tree is huge. I feel like he's gonna throw that and knock out the Ancient just with one punch.
I have nothing to say. I'm just admiring the beauty of watching this walk around. I don't think I've ever seen such a girthy specimen in my life, Cap. That is the beauty of Dota.
So Secret have been holding on just ever so barely, and quite literally probably one of the smallest little threads you could possibly hope for. Tundra have been fully disciplined this entire time. Like, while Secret have been holding on, Tundra have not overextended, as they've seen many teams do here at this TI.
They're looking for the toss back.
They have been looking for openings and patiently letting those openings play out. Somebody walks into that spinner snare, great. Bringing the toss back, and oh Lord, he is coming. Here comes Saksa. Giants ring Saksa, trying to find the opening here. The Wukong's man is going to go up. They do have the imprisonment. The Dark Shadow is the Tiny moving out of that Wukong's man. Thanks to that imprisonment, Astral save once again from 9. They do have the sight, keeping that Ember Spirit. Force staff him out. That's the Annul. He got hit by an arrow, pumping down. One pick off, tree volley being used, caught, and forced to use the BKB. 2 small wins there for Tundra. A BKB down on Chrysalis and a buyback out of the Disruptor. This is what we're talking about. Tundra has just been so good at being able to just see small opportunities like this arrow. Saksa looking for an opening. Doesn't go for the toss back, instead the imprisonment. Magnus getting caught as he tries to jump in. Also nullified as well. Three volleys coming in. Resolution needs to be able to get out. Zayas managed to get the kickback on his Snake King and snowballs his way out of there. Chrysalis sees an opportunity. Hits him with the Boundless Strike, and the Static Storm will finish him off. 9 is almost dead. Nisha's been messing around with him, but at the same time, Tusk falls. Nisha all in and trying to chase down this OD. The last run into the BKB. Couldn't find him. TP out. The BKB expires. He gets caught. Socks up to finish him off with the help of 9.
This OD just way too elusive on the back end. So much help as well. And that was a refresher for this Ember. He's going to have to expend buyback here, but he is not going to have that up, which means no BKB for the full duration.
Buyback 1, buyback 2. Skewer away. Hold out, but at the same time, a dieback on the Disruptor. Chrysalis jumps in, immediately in prison. He's not going to get off the Wukong's command. He goes for it, and he doesn't have the BKB either. Starts fighting up against Skeeter. Trying to hold it. Oh, what a kickback! Right in front of the Monkey King. What a beautiful kick!
Buybacks here. Odie coming back in.
With the song, setting things up. They have the imprisonments ready to go. They're going to focus on this touch first. They know this repositioning is so damn bad for them. Come in! Finishing off the Ember Spirit, a 2 buyback. They are all in on being able to hit either the best RP of your life. No! It's denied by the imprisonment. He tries to go for the Boundless Strike. He gets the skewer back now, but coming back into play, Chrysalis is not going to be able to do anything. Immediately silenced it. That is it. Tundra, they will take this game 1. Just the most beautiful, disciplined play you could possibly hope for to see on the main stage from Tundra. They worked Secret bit by bit. They wore them down until they could finally break them.
How many astrals, how many tosses does it take to wear this secret team down? My God. I mean, it just felt like people were getting astraled for over an hour in that game, and every single one was more annoying than the last. There's Brulines in the back, there's Naga Illusions in the back. Somehow, Rezo's finding these skewers to keep him alive, but one of those spells is gonna miss. And then the gunk just gunks you up. It's just too much, man. Of course, Tiny's probably taking up half your screen as well. So many individual fights too. You have this duel on the backline between Nisha and
There you
Can I have it
go.
back, please? We just won the tournament.
She's giving it back.
You were supposed to run!
What a good
You ratted me out! You ratted me out! How could you? I thought we were homies! Why did you rat me out? Thievery is not allowed. Not allowed thievery. Thank you. The Aegis is safe. All good. Thank you.
We are honest people.
Honest people here. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Take it back, guys. I'm sweating my booty off out here. Everybody yell! Put him in the mouth!
Woo! Yes! And Aegis Snatch was not successful in this game. Poor Slacks sweating his ass off, but it is an honest group of people. No malicious behavior there.
I love you people are honest. Give me back to Aegis. Yoink.
I would have stolen it so fast.
So apparently what I think is going on is that you can go and take pictures with the replica Aegis, which I remember that during TI-10, when there was no crowd, I very surreptitiously walked up to the real Aegis and like snapped a quick selfie and was like, oh my god, this is like...
Did you touch it? Did you,
So I asked permission and I was not granted permission.
It should actually tour the world, you know, on the downtime, like football does. Just
well, right
tour
now
with
it's
the
looking like
Aegis.
it's about to tour from Eastern Europe to Western Europe because it's going from Team Spirit to one of these three teams that remains, looking like it might be a compelling case for Secret, for Puppy to put his name on it again, T. I don't really know. You think that Tundra is going to turn it back around or what?
I think Tundra is going to probably, I mean, they're the favourites. They've taken game one here. I think they're in a really solid spot to get to the finals. I think Secret, their storyline isn't to win this series. Oh god, they can hear me now. It's to bounce back in the lower bracket. Oh god, they can really hear me now. Yeah, I'm kind of believing in Tundra just because of how dominant and methodical that game one was.
And the way they're playing, right? Like Naga, the way they even approach the Naga drafts, the fact that he is going for this new build, it's not that new. It's been being built in pubs for quite a while now. But Orchid, the way they combo that with a Mirana, that's a 4 or a 5. You always have that extra surprise coming from Mirana's ulti, and then into the Orchid, then into the Ensnare. Also the fact that they buy a gem very, very early on, they devoured it, and they always send the gem back to the base, right? Like they secure the map, they secure the vision, and then they set up these ganks with heroes that you don't necessarily expect.
And we had a lot of skepticism surrounding this draft sheet. I know that you saw Brood and Naga, and you were like, oh, I don't really think that... I mean, there's a lot of clear on the side of Secret.
Whoa. This is backstage talk. These are
sorry.
off thoughts that don't truly reflect my feelings on the draft.
You hate
no, as I said earlier on the draft, it had problems. When Secret properly applied pressure, that draft really struggled because there wasn't enough farm distribution for everyone on the map. However, they made really good comeback plays, utilizing Sax's Tiny. His tossbacks enabled so many of those fights during their comeback when they were starting to reclaim the map. That was good. This was good. This was what made their stuff work. Skitter is so confident on his Naga, on his CK. He plays these illusion heroes like they're not illusion heroes.
Yeah, and sorry for exposing off-the-record knowledge. I'll give you something that's on the record, though, because Tundra had some thoughts on Secret.
I think Team Secret is a very formidable opponent because I think they've defined their roles for each other very well, and they know exactly what to expect from each other. I mean, obviously they have Puppy, so like it kind of goes without saying. Honestly, it doesn't need to be explained. And by this point, it's also for Nisha as well. It's just such an amazing player. If you were just to think of each of their player, not even looking at any particular game, you kind of have an idea of what each hero will play. Nisha will generally play like a very high damage hero, and then Crystallis will either be some sort of utility or counter pick for the lane, and same thing with the Resolution. They know their lane matchups very well. It's like they play these stupid combos that you feel like the lane shouldn't be strong, but then they know something about it a bit more than you do, or like the synergy is a bit better, that they manage to win these lanes, and like suddenly like they have very good synergy in the game.
The last time we played them in a group stage where we 2-0'd them, I think they messed up their drafts in both of their games, so I don't think we actually got to play the real Secret.
Like going into this match against them, I think we are kind of on even grounds. Like both of us have kind of, since that match, both of us have kind of gone through a win streak. Yeah, I think we are on even footing, and just excited to see how the game will play out.
The footing is becoming somewhat uneven, though. As we saw, game number 1, Tundra, they do their own thing. You heard it from Purge. They set dynamics throughout the group stage. They throw them out the window whenever it comes to playoffs time. Now, upper bracket finals, we see Zoo, T. Do you think they go back to the well on that one, or is it too telegraphed?
No, I feel like this Game 1 was a perfect example of Tundra getting what they wanted. Secret, when you enter that first phase of bans, you kind of know what's going to be hitting you. Tundra, they're not this unpredictable team in regards to their openings. It's normally like kind of 9 specialties. I feel like for Tundra, they just keep doing what they're doing. They won the first game. They're looking good. They're looking solid. You don't need to change up. For Secret, though, it's if we do the same bans and maybe let Brood through, do you want a different answer? Like they crushed him in lane, but the overall game, like losing out on map
They came
presence.
back. They made a comeback with the Brood that got crushed. Like you don't see that very often. And also, if you're Tundra, you're probably feeling really good right now, Sheep, right? Because in group stages, 2 games lasted 60 minutes.
It's true.
Now you win with even the tier 5 items coming into the play.
Yeah, I think they should feel confident, but not cocky, because like we talked about, Secret did have that early game advantage. They were starting to creep ahead in net worth, and they were looking very scary to fight into. So for Secret, I think it's more of tightening up that area that they struggled with in the last game and making sure they can cement their lead. And for Tundra, it's, I mean, do the same thing. They made the right moves to come back. They kind of knew what they had to do, and maybe they want to adjust how they play that Brood lane. It just went so bad.
Still seems like you like it being a top priority for Tundra, that Brood mother.
I really like the Brood.
Okay.
I just think it presents a lot of problems, and because her item build is so generic, because 33 also plays Tide the same
You say
way.
that now, but I thought the dynamic for the longest time was I have to go Wraith Pact or Pipe every time.
He did. He went Wraith Pact.
Then where were you getting generic from then?
Is in it's something that is good no matter what the game is, right? You're not going, oh, I have to buy like a Solar Crest for armor or whatever. It's just like, I'm going Wraith Pact, it reduces damage.
I have to just say that I am worried for Secret, because the games where they performed, like maybe overperformed, were the games Nisha played Leshrac.
Yeah.
And that's what I believe. I don't know who, Slacks or someone said it just a moment ago.
I doubt Slacks said it. If it was smart, I don't think Slacks said it.
Yeah, they had like 4 out of 5 games on Leshrac, and they won all 4 of those. So Lesh is their comfort hero, and it's also a hero on which Nisha can definitely just put them all on his back and carry it.
That's probably not getting through the draft, right?
Yeah, most likely will not.
Yeah, it was banned in the previous game. Probably going to get banned no matter the pick order again in this game as well.
Well, let's see how these priorities pan out as we get into game number 2 of Tundra versus Secret.
Team Secrets turn to ban.
Tundra Esports versus Team Secret. Game 2.
Now, we heard earlier from that video from Tundra themselves, they said they talked about when they faced up against Team Secret in the group stage, they said they didn't really feel like they faced the real Team Secret. Sure, game 1, they feel like, okay, now we're matched up against the real guys. Both games, though, game 1, both in the group stage as well as now on stage, they won with the Naga Siren. So, I don't know, something's working for Tundra. Their ideas still work against Secret, even if it was a little harder this time.
Yeah, man, I think kudos to Secret for pulling it back and making it drag out that so far. I think Secret is the first team I've seen do what you have to do against Tundra, which is survive their offlane. Tundra's offlane is extremely fierce. They're very dominant in the laning phase, and you can fall really far behind. And Secret just totally trampled that. They crushed Tundra's offlane, which I don't think anyone has done yet this tournament. So I say, even though Secret lost that game, I feel like they have a pretty good footing in that they had a really good laning phase. And if you have that against Tundra, then you're set up to play at the very least an even game.
Yeah, honestly, I think this OD last pick was... I didn't realize how strong it was until I actually saw the game. I just didn't realize it. You never play against this hero in Pops. I haven't played against this hero in months. But this OD with the Shard, he completely nullified the way Secret wanted to fight that game. And I think without OD, this game would have been completely different. So we'll see what they want to do to change it up. They do have second pick on Secret this time, and I do think they're a team that benefits from second pick because Puppy likes to hide his picks. He wants to play pick these heroes that play multiple roles and then hide them till the very end, and this is easier on second pick. I would agree.
They also slightly shifted the bans, banning the Brood instead of the CM this time. So saying, all right, you have 2 5s, you're going to pick every game. Fine, we'll just lead them both. Pick one, whatever. Sure. We're going to ban your like super annoying Neta cores. You have to pick something slightly different. You know, pick this Visage on 8. Maybe it's a little weaker in lane. We can exploit it a little bit more. You know, I think that's probably a better angle for them.
10 seconds. I'm also surprised they banned this Maiden in the first game. Like, I get Maiden as a hero that they're winning every game with, but they're also winning every game. And I think, to me, it's like, is Maiden going to destroy you in a series compared to a Brood or a Doom or, you know, like some Naga Siren that's really the core of their strategies? Because this Maiden obviously accelerates their support duo a lot. It helps them skirmish. It gives them some extra lane shove for their pickoff combo. But I feel like I'd rather play against Crystal Maiden than like the Brood or the Naga, you know?
Do you think it was more about the opposite? Do you think it was like, we're going to give you Brood Mother and break it? Because they, as Quinn pointed out, they did win that lane. So maybe they thought, okay, we're going to show that you can't use this tool for not just this series, but also potentially grand finals as well.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely possible. It's something that Puppey is, like, notorious for doing. Like, fine, we'll give you your best try, we'll beat it, and then, like, you're screwed. Then your draft is hosed, and you don't want to play the Brood again, and then now what do you do, right? But, I mean, they lost, so you just ban it to screw it. I don't want to see a spider in my game again.
And here we go already with the Flex Dawnbreaker, which we've seen, I believe, Crystallis play it, and then Resolution can also play it. They are on second pick, so they're going to hide this till later. And I think this hero is really good for Secret, the way they play. They like to have Nisha on these mid carries, which is also better on second pick, right? Because he's going to see his lane, he's going to get a counter pick. And then this Dawnbreaker can go either lane, she can connect the mid lane with Nisha. Silencer is a solid hero against CM, no pun intended. You have the global for ulti, and you're also decent lane matchup against her as well.
Are you gonna get Visaged here?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, it's just, you're opening up the Silencer, right? Like, this is the ultimate Visage on response team. You know they want a Wraith Pact hero if Doom is out of the pool, which it is. And Brood is out as well, so if you don't take your Wraith Pact hero here, you're maybe not getting to second phase, and I feel like they really want a Zoo hero versus Silencer. It's one of the best ways to abuse this hero. Even if you end up getting countered in the game, your lane's terrible, you can always just throw birds on him, and he's kind of forced to make a decision in terms of spell casting because the hero's just too slow. He's very clunky on the map, he needs a lot of farm. So I think Tundra got a pretty happy Visage pick, but I agree that Dawnbreaker should be very good for Secret in this matchup. Like, it's one of these cores that can shove waves, deal with the early skirmishes, and still scale, and help their mid-hero scale.
Yeah.
We've seen these Dawn Storm, Dawn Shadow Fiend combos be really powerful as tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you compare these first two heroes from Secret to the first two last game, I think they're a lot happier in terms of, like, it gives them more flexibility in what they pick in the second phase. They have a lot more damage, a lot more, like, casual fight. It's not two heroes that sort of do the same thing. They have pretty good magic damage. They have decent scale, you know, it, like, sort of balances in a lot of ways. I think they're much happier with that because now Nisha can play, like, the, you know, the carry type of hero, or we can play the spellcaster type of hero. Resolution has different options. I think they're more open in terms of, like, what they can pick down the line.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if they want to address this Wraith Pact in any way, because I felt like last game the Wraith Pact actually had huge impact. They didn't have a simple way of killing it. You know, Ember doesn't want to hit it, Monkey doesn't want to hit it. You want these kind of range heroes. Sometimes, you know, people would pick a Snapfire, something that can actually deal with the Wraith Pact timing. So I'm trying to think what they're going to pick for Secret in the next hero. It's going to be Zayak's hero, most likely. And they could set up a way for the Silencer to lane away from Visage too. That is also a possibility.
They only really have been playing melee fours for Zayat, though, right? Like, when you think of the Wraith Pact killers, I think of, like, Piranha, Snapfire type deals from the 4. And he's pretty much just playing Earth Spirit, Tusk, Nyx. Job's done. I'm gonna go in and wreak havoc. Especially when you have Silencer 5, you kind of want as many forms of solid, easy initiation as you can get.
Yeah, I mean, they could be looking for that Wraith Pact killer from the core position on 18. When you look at Tundra's heroes, they're a bit clunky in the way they fight. It's very like, we stand in a ball, we hit what comes into us. So if you have this sniper, this SF, this turret hero, says, okay, that's fine. If you're gonna sit there, I'm gonna sit there too. I'm gonna punch you from farther away. I'm gonna beat you backward. Like, that type of thematic fighting for Secret, I think can be very good, and also like helps give them an answer to this, you know, Wraith Pact, which is super obnoxious.
Yeah, they're banning Naga here, though, right?
I'm trying to think about it.
I feel like you ban Nog. I don't think you want to play another Nog game. Even if you're confident you're going to get the cores, I feel like it's another hero that makes the way the fights play out very difficult for Silencer. It's just very obnoxious. He sends stuff in, he sees you, you start getting chipped.
I mean, the question is, if you have 2 cores that you can pick against Naga, do you still need to ban it? That is the question here.
That is a big question.
You do get to counter it, and it also depends a bit on what support they want to pick here. And like you said, he's been playing mostly melee heroes. Which one is the best here? And they do ban it, so I think it's an okay thing to do. They keep losing to it. Clearly, Tundra is an amazing team with Naga Siren, so I can see Clock here, I can see Tusk, something that just fits with his MO, which is just pick melee heroes.
Do you like the Earth Spirit? I feel like it is one of those old school Visage counters in a way. Like, you can get on him, start burning the stacks, be extra tanky, you just get BKB, he doesn't do anything to you.
In theory, he is stronger than the other supports in how the fights break out. He is weaker in lane, but you're right, it is a lot about fighting. You come to LAN Dota, it's a lot about fighting. You know, logic kind of goes out the window sometimes.
Very true.
That's what happens on stage if, you know, you play in front of this huge crowd. But they do go for Nyx Assassin, which I do think is a weaker hero against, you know, Visage's timings.
Yes.
I mean, there is the upside to this Nyx hero that the combo with Dawnbreaker is pretty powerful. You get this 10 stun increase talent, and you just get chain stun. The Nyx hits you, stuns you, Dawnbreaker drops on you, and you just get chain stun for like 5 seconds. They full to zero you. So, I mean, we saw last game Tundra playing this more of this pick-off style, whereas I think Secret this game has much more of that than they did last game. So maybe, you know, being able to split the map a little bit more. You saw them sort of, you know, gridlocked at this 1K, 2K gold lead for quite some time. So maybe this Nyx Dawn gives them a little more global presence, a little more pick-off potential. Maybe that gives them the opportunity to like build more of this gold lead if they have another good early laning phase.
So I think this is going to be the hardest phase for Tundra because they have to decide what to show here. They go with Clockwork, which is definitely good against all of these heroes actually because it is a solid support matchup. And then which core do they go with here? What do they want to address? Do you want to address this Dawnbreaker, which can go to multiple lanes? Do you just want to pick something that's just good in the game with Visage? You know, like for example, they've played the CM Chaos Knight lane a lot, and that's a very hard lane to beat.
I could see CK, I could see Ursa. They want something to just go in the Roche pit, try and abuse the Wraith Pact early. Like your Global's on cooldown, your Dawnbreaker ult's on cooldown. Just go in the pit, start getting the Roshans up.
I'm feeling CK. I'm feeling CK.
CK?
Yeah. I think it just fits their MO, you know? Again, it's also
true.
summons, it's illusions.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not a Naga Siren, but you still get to throw stuff out there.
You could go Ags.
Sounds there. You can go Ags. You know, you press BKB, you press Ags, you dispel Global from everybody else.
Pretty nice.
Pretty poggers, indeed.
Very poggers.
That was for Quinn.
Thank you, I appreciate it. No, I mean, I think this, like, Secret may have the more pick-off than they did last game, but in terms of just, like, raw single target damage, okay, so they do go for the 9 hero. I mean, it's definitely, it's not the worst of Primal games. I wouldn't say it's the best either. It sort of has, like, back-and-forth matchups against a lot of these heroes. I could see their ideology being, hey, Secret has a lot of these magic damage, like not super scaling heroes, and we see, you know, potential carry options that could be good on 23. Like, we just need to see that one extra pick. Maybe we get to see a lane, or we know the Dawn's going, we know the carry matchup, and we get like this really powerful carry pick. And, you know, maybe they feel, we're gonna pick 9-0 anyway, it's gonna be some melee dude who's gonna like go do some stuff for us, he's gonna run in, so they're like, just pick it now, whatever. They'll counter it sort of. Primal's not that easy to counter in lane, and we'll get this like slightly better carry pick that gives us, you know, better game matchup as time progresses.
I think it's pretty smart in a way because it fits in how they want to play the game on Tundra's side. So they want to open up Visage's lane right when you hit 6. That's generally what they like to do with Zoo, this team. And Primal is one of the best hero at rotating to your lane. He's just fast with trample. He's always going to get on top of somebody. And when Visage hits 6 with Primal Beast coming in there, if he's not too far behind in lane, which is one of the weaknesses of Visage, they can pretty much kick out anybody. So I want to see what Secret addresses here. I think they'll pick their mid hero.
Okay.
Angolier.
Very, very good against all of Tundra's heroes, and I think it gives them that oomph that Secret sort of needed. Like, they want some dude who goes in, freaking bam, slap, like, it's some freaking oomph to it. Because they have a lot of, like, casual magic damage, you know, some little bits here and there, and now they have, like, something more impactful that goes in, doesn't care about Wraith Pact. Tundra has all this magic damage and just absolutely nothing to Pango. Like, it is a very, very good Pango game.
5 seconds remaining.
I like this Pango Dawnbreaker dual core. Like, I think these are the types of heroes you want versus Tundra. Heroes that can fight early, you don't fall behind on the map, deal with the lanes, deal with the skirmishing. At the same time, you're happy going late game with them too in a 5-on-5 ball scenario where the damage is going to be enough to cut through the Wraith Pack pipe scenario, whatever you're dealing with. I also think this Nyx Primal Beast interaction is like very weird. So I think we've seen it a lot this tournament. Like, when you press BKB on this hero, is the one thing that I think isn't always super obvious in a lot of the fights. Like, you BKB before you charge in, or you just charge in, you're getting Carapace, is something weird happening to your hero, right? You have a global, like if you BKB early and you get global, then your ult is screwed. So this I don't think this Primal Beast initiation is that easy for him in a way. I think it's kind of murky to me.
I do like the Pangolier, like you guys said. I do think it's mainly about this Pangolier answering the pressure from the Visage and this Primal Beast, because I think he's going to want to match them. So if they're going to go somewhere together, this Pangolier is exactly the hero you want that can deal with that lane. He can go there, you know, with Dawnbreaker ulting in, you can actually fight them. You can fight their timing. And, you know, like I said, this is land Dota. It's about fighting, right? Even Tundra last game, you know, they push all these waves. But to what end? They want to be able to fight. They want to be able to see somebody and start casting spells, start poking them. And it's a similar thing, right? They have Clockwork with the Vision, the Visage. It just fits their MOs for both of these teams.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and we can see Secret this game with another smart ban. I think banning the CK, like you were talking about, you know, it's just like very, very comfort. And it's sort of an interesting dynamic whenever you play a team that has such set-in-stone heroes, is you can sort of get in this thing where like, hey, we can counter this hero, but they also really like it, so do we want to just ban it to put them out of their comfort zone? And so you can sort of go back and forth on that, and it seems like Secret has fallen much more into the camp of, hey, maybe, you know, it's not the greatest CK game, it's against Pango and Dawn, it's like, it's okay, you know, but they really like it, so we're just going to ban what works for them instead of trying to ban the most ideal hero, which I think is a pretty good ideology against Tundra.
Trying to think of this last Tundra hero here.
I mean, they banned Darkseer.
Tundra Esports.
It is pretty interesting, right? Because Secret upgraded their second phase to all carry bans, as opposed to last time they placed up against him. It means so many Skeeter heroes are out of the pool. Tundra really trusted that Skeeter's got something left.
I mean, there's Wraith King and Ursa. Those are like the two that come to mind. I mean, this team is almost always picking something that just goes in, takes all the attention, gives vision to the rest of their lineup, causes chaos, and of course, if you can get something with nice lane synergy with CM, you're gonna feel a bit better about potentially abusing this Nyx.
Yeah, I mean, this is the risk of saving your carry for last pick, is if there's, 15 more billion heroes, carry heroes banned, then you can end up with, questionable options, and you come out and you're like, are we really happy with this? You have to think about their counter pick as well, and is that gonna mesh properly? It's not a tricky, or it's not an easy pick.
Yeah, I'm struggling to think what he's going to want to play here, because there's always going to be some kind of counter pick, so it has to be something he's happy with. Ursa, okay, Terrorblade.
When in doubt.
Terrorblade out?
Terrorblade out. Yeah. I was just looking. I wasn't looking at
fans in the chat. Bust out the TV. I will say, Terrorblade is fairly strong in lane. There are not too many lanes that you can't, at least survive to the point where you can go jungle. But it's not an incredible TV game. It's an okay TV game, right? You're playing against Nyx and Sound, so you want to push these waves. Again, it just fits with their style. Push waves with summons, illusions, and find the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it also gives them this raw damage. When you're against Dawnbreaker and Pangolier, like, you want some massive, high DPS dude for when this Pango runs in. Like, he can't just roll and have a free game, Like, once his roll ends, like, he's going to get focused on it, blown up by the TV right clicks. Like, that matchup can be very two-sided.
Yeah, there's a lot that can jump this Terrorblade and make his game hard, and there's not a lot that protects him. I feel like last game we had all of those saves, all of those fight resets coming out. This game is different, right? Tundra does not have a single bailout spell. If you just all in this Terrorblade, you global on top, who's doing anything to bail him out of the fight? He dies, so much of your damage goes away. We've seen a lot of games where this Primal Beast, this hero doesn't just do it all on his own, right? And now you have Drow added to the mix, a hero that Terrorblade has issues gap closing or man fighting in late game scenarios.
And one of the best killers at TB too, right? Just shreds through all that base armor.
I think this looks to me the most doable game in terms of bringing Tundra down. Like, if you're gonna bring this team down and beat what they're doing, this game. Is there like an aggro option? Not amazing, but yeah, maybe you use it to some degree. I think Secret, honestly, they just want to get out of lanes. I don't think they need to win lanes super hard here. It's like they just survive, get their fourth levels and farm. They get into that mid game. I think they're going to be pretty happy. Again, best chance I've seen.
All right. Secrets versus Tundra. Game 2 is almost ready to go, but we got to check up the man on stage. Slacks has got Heen for our last minute.
Prepare for battle.
My keyboard is not working. My keyboard is not working.
You again?
And he pointed out that, like, listening in on the comms, he was able to pick up some of the frustration from some of his players. I mean, that just did not look like a fun game to play for Secret. With that many saves and that much split pushing, it just felt like everything that they tried to do was immediately stymied. So this time around, I mean, you pointed out early on, there aren't those kind of saves. There's still the split pushing, there's still going to be Visage Familiars, still going to be illusions running around, but no saves. They can actually go in and try to kill something and probably actually succeed.
Which is a big deal when you have high committal lineups. Last game was a pretty high committal lineup for them. They have a lot of big ults. They have to drop them. Once they're dropped, if it gets reset, there's not a second round until, 70 minutes when you have refreshers, of course.
Yeah.
But, this game, it's a similar story to some degree, right? You have this global, you have this Dawn ult, you have the Pangolier ult. These spells get committed. You are locked into that fight. So you need to be making sure you're getting a big kill out of them. And yeah, no saves, a lot less gunk on the map. That's what I'm saying. Like, this Tundra draft, it's very much up their alley. And this team has been arguably the most dominant team at this tournament.
Yes.
So if there's a time you can make the god bleed,
seconds to
I feel like this is it.
12 wins in a row for Tundra now. They have been hot, hot, hot. Coming off the group stage, going into playoffs. Now, they are just one win away from a grand final appearance. Absolutely amazing, especially for, we talked about the matchup. Let's just talk about the captains versus captains. We've got 11-time TI attending, just absolutely the GOAT of captains, Puppy, versus Snakey. First time at TI as a captain. He's been here before, but this time around, he's the one calling the shots, right, Avery?
It's a different story entirely. He has always been a pseudo-captain on every team he's been on. This guy talks a lot, and he talks often, so it's a familiar role for him. But yeah, the pressure's on, and they're handling it magnificently, right? One game away from that grand final. You're already pretty happy, almost regardless of that outcome. Already a pretty good start as well. Trades out. Well, Snake King, he's not going to be happy about having a TP on Maiden. It's like the worst 5 to have to TP to lane on. You lose half your mana pool. Pushes him down to triple mango. Lost him in, so Secret, any little start they can get off these lanes is nice. And like I was talking about, they did end up putting the Nyx down here, swapping that silencer up towards the Crystal Maiden. So trying to take advantage of this Dawnbreaker silencer lane. He sacrificed a little by putting Nyx down here, but honestly, he wasn't going to do a lot top.
Sure.
And this Tundra off lane, they pull waves a lot. So if you're going to throw something in a random lane and hope to get out of it, it's probably this lane to some degree. Full action, already on time and off one.
Yep. And I almost wonder, Secrets, they could have been doing some of their own pulling. Meta was popped early by Skeeter, but now it's down. They're immediately going to start getting a bit aggressive, missing out on that last hit, though. It's an interesting matchup. Nisha versus 9, Pango versus Primal Beast. I think we actually saw this maybe a couple times in group stage or something. And it's a matchup that both of them are just going to be kind of bleeding each other constantly. Particularly the Pango, anytime he puts damage on the Primal Beast, he starts getting those stacks up.
Primal Beast is the alpha dinosaur in this game, so I favor him a little bit.
Yeah.
He can dominate with the uproar stacks, that type of deal with the trade. But obviously Pango shouldn't really die in this lane unless you're super aggressive. It kind of takes me back to that Spear Breaker Primal Beast lane.
Yeah.
Where you charge and your charge is on cooldown and he runs you down, right?
Yep.
But Pango does have multiple spells to at least cause a little bit of a gap.
And then when the Primal Beast wants to make some of those early rotations, we saw even starting the Last Chance qualifier, the way Thompson would move around pre-level 6 to some of these side lanes. Look for that Pango, who is a little bit more reliant on hitting his ultimate, but he's just a great counter initiator, right? Was it Fly who said he just constantly is going to try and follow the Primal Beast and the Visage wherever they try and put pressure on him?
Yeah, you just need to check 9 in this game. Just don't give him some free rune into a bottom rotation that breaks the Drow lane. Yeah. That's the lane Secret really want to think about. The Primal Beast going top for a pair blade, who really cares? It doesn't progress the game for Tundra.
Sure.
Primal Beast going bottom, killing your Drow, breaking this lane open, giving Visage extra levels to get to 6, that will break this game open. So that is the one big move Secret need to think about. And if they can make this bottom lane go a bit better for them, it's also going to help that. Nice damage coming out. God, Visage hurts, man.
He certainly does. Little clashes back and forth. You see a bunch of 100% win rates on some of these heroes. The Primal Beast for 9. Now also Zayat's on the Nyx Assassin. Also 100%.
Isha going for a little bounty rune steal. 9 says no, sir. I am the beast.
You may be mobile, but you're not going to go farther than that onslaught can take the Primal Beast.
Puppy getting chased off lane a little bit. Second meta pop. There's another one.
Puppy even on the silence.
9 is dominating the lane in terms of resource advantage, right? And that's why, like, if he ever forces Pango to base, suddenly the map opens up for him a lot too.
Yeah.
Level 5 to 6 timings just become crazy strong.
He's dominating the resources, but not so much the CS. Nope. Nisha doing very well in that regard. 19 and 3. There's a few more creeps available. Zion's getting caught inside the cogs. 33 throws out the big nuke. As a Spike carapace is already burned through, so Zion's is going to be run down underneath the trees. The battery sold the last couple of ticks. Not quite enough, and 33 couldn't get the final shot off either.
Damn.
So, the first blood still available for the taking.
Oh, he was gone for sure there, but just enough stick charges, holds it to the last minute, bogs him up as well. I mean, that's a huge play on this lane. Like, he gets the trade-off for his Drought. Now they can turn around as well. Both side lanes.
Well, there's an opportunity. Resolution swinging through Snake and getting that kill, and 33 almost dying on the other side of the map as well. So once again, the side lane's not doing too badly for Secret, though they certainly are not, actually not doing too bad. I mean, 33 sitting at 12 and 5. Maybe not quite the same as the way they shut out that Brood Mother, but it did seem to come up with good ideas on how to deal with 33's heroes in lane.
I mean, I think this lane is going to get better for Secret in a way. Like, the early level 1 through 3 is where this Vision shines in terms of getting you the all-in kill.
Sure.
They didn't get that, which means Crystallis gets to, you know, just pull up the extra items. He doesn't have to spend as much on regen. He doesn't
trying to go for the deny. Pops a Fairy Fire last second staking. Held on to the Crystal Nova. Now they do have socks. The arrows flying through. Fell a little shy though. Once again, Sports walking out of this bottom lane. Just a sliver of HP. Meanwhile, Nisha and 9 have indeed been clashing quite a bit, both of them going down to about a quarter of their HP. But Nisha, he gets a bottle refill, whereas 9 doesn't have that same privilege.
Now, so 9 actually ends up being the one forced to base here, and Puppy will spend his death wisely, refill that bottle. I mean, he was kind of playing off the lane a lot top, just choosing to drag some creeps. Skeeter was doing an amazing job of keeping the illusion on him, which was super annoying and resulted in the kill. The benefit for Secret is this Dawnbreaker is going to have a pretty fast 6. 30 level 5, and speaking of ultimates,
Nisha does have his ultimate, but 9, he timed it perfectly. He was level 5 in like 3/4, but he knew as he cleaned through those creeps, he's gonna get his level 6, and he gets the kill. A huge
nice
one on
illusion.
Nisha. That is twice now he's managed to pull that off.
Yeah, this guy's just piecing it up on the lane, taking it straight to him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
You are going to have this rolling Thunder when you come up, but I don't know if there's a huge amount you can do with it in terms of moving, and Thunder's already moving this beast bottom, so if this Pango TP's back mid, you lose your counterplay ability, which is exactly what's going to happen. 9 just reading this
to
map
charge.
perfectly.
Crystallis can't get out of the way fast enough. Doesn't have the silence, so no forced movement to try and stop this primal beast.
And this is the 5-minute catapult still alive bottom for them as well. Again, Pango has to TP mid because of that kill. This tower can just take a huge amount of damage here. 9 might choose to stay around a little. He's going to go back towards mid for XP.
Underneath his own tower here, Nisha not wasting any time, couldn't get off the freeze there. And so with this rollout, should be able to easily collect the kill on Skeeter. So trading out the carries this time, at least in terms of top lane, staking is going to be the +1. And well, +2 for Puppy. Thanks to the intelligence steal. Crystal making you talking about her mana problems earlier.
Yeah. He's going to face the same difficulty. Got to get them mantles up. Any little extra bit. I mean, this move was super nice from Nisha. I think this move actually converted a lot more for Secret than the early Primal Beast just because that Visage wasn't 6. Yeah. That move will get the Visage to 6, but this move just ends up in a dead tier 1 here. Hairblade has to go jungle. Will plant his own obs. Nice with his meter. And meanwhile, Zayat's getting XP on mid, so a decent sequence here from Secret to strike back. Crystallis gets to stay bottom. He's not getting forced out just yet, though now with Visage 6, he'll probably make the rotation. Of course, the tier 1 dying top means he has more space to operate in. So now when he gets kicked out, he actually has somewhere to go. So that move is super valuable for Secret in terms of how they're going to play the map here.
Do they have anybody who can continue to hold that tower against the Visage, or is this just long lost? Does Secret just not even look to the bottom part of the map anymore?
I mean, you do have Dawnbreaker, all right? You can throw this Solar Guardian in on some random hero down there. It's just, I don't think it's going to be enough damage to kill the Visage, and then you're stuck down here battling the birds with heroes that don't really want to battle them just yet. To me, that's like Nisha's duty. He feels strong enough to combat this Visage, fight through with the swashbuckles with whatever item he wants to go. I think it's when Secret really want to take the skirmishes. They can defend it with him, though, because you have that Solar Guardian backup. Like, if Nisha wants to stay down here and stall this push, it's very viable.
So it's just a question of whether or not Secret feels like the risk is worth the potential reward of stalling out 33 any longer, or they're going to get drug into a fight against the Visage that they're not ready for. It seems like they have made the call. Nisha's going to be hanging around this bottom lane, so it's a possibility still.
I mean, I think it's fine to send him down here. Like, he'll still farm a decent amount. Sure. You're going to split this Visage up a little. At the same time, if you get XP on one of your supports mid, remember these 2 Secret supports. It's a pretty slow and greedy support duo.
Yes.
Silencer Nyx. You know, a lot of levels on these guys, and ideally some basic items too.
Hello, Saksa. Didn't actually punish him there at all. Zayat's not ready to go with the Impale.
Oh, double damage Primal Beast.
Scary, but Resolution, he's pretty tanky. They're gonna follow him here. Can he get the hammer away? No, he's definitely going to be stuck here in this position. They managed to dodge the hammer stun, but there is going to be Nisha rolling through. Onslaught over to the side here. Nine trying to get out. He does not want to fight into the Pango, but Nisha has hunted him down. They're going to keep him chain stunned up against the wall.
Killing spree.
A 4th kill for Team Secret.
And 4th intelligence for Puppy. Every little mana pool adds up, and especially versus a hero who's pretty small to begin with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So a nice counter kill from Secret. Again, Nisha just reading the map. If this Primal Beast is going to play aggressive, he can turn those around. He'll always kill him on the return. That area is just so deep for Tundra, right? Like, it's part of the map. The tier 1's still there. Secret can instantly respond. The trade will be that tower bottom. The downside of Pango, he can't be everywhere in this game, right?
Yep.
But I think he's had a fantastic early game, and I think Nisha, he's done enough to propel him into a pretty solid mid game here. Will go that Diffusal Blade. Now you have that deadly combination of, you know, stealing some intelligence.
Yeah, that's true.
Burning your mana at the same time. BKB costs mana now, Cap.
Yeah, I mean, that Arcane Ring is going to be pretty important, I feel like, for Snitking to keep that mana pool of both himself and others nice and high. Science with the first move here of the Vendetta.
The Nyx mana burn 2 later.
Oh, that's true.
Mana burn synergy.
Headed to. I don't think he really has the power to do anything about the Visage. He can hit him and impale him, and they can follow up with the Dawnbreaker, but
he wants to find Terrorblade in one of these jungles or just a free support kill. You have the Donald that can come in on any of these Vendettas.
Yeah.
Walking over Sentry Ob, and Tundra doing a nice job of warding up the map, keeping the vision. They have a very good observer wards up at the moment. Pretty much seeing everything they want to see here.
Yeah, seriously, 4 different wards. This one's super deep in the mid lane. They've got a defensive one. They've got 2 up top as well.
I mean, just beautiful vision in this game overall. Like, even the secret ward is super nice.
Oh yeah, they've got a nice little triangle surrounding that straight up triangle. Tundra is actually clearing through ancient stacks, which apparently there was a number of them there. So drops the freezing field. 9 help with the trample.
Taking a page out of Puppy's book there. A little 5 position farming.
Farm never heard of 5. You guys should take that up in your pub.
Please don't. How are the levels looking for Seep? That's the big question. Because this Nyx got a lot of levels, but Puppy is still level 5. He is suffering. This global silence is pretty much nowhere near to coming out. Trying to get some Vendetta hit.
Ooh, they need to go for the Vendetta hit. They may run out of damage as a result. The hookshot comes in for the side, stopping the Rolling Thunder. But even then, I mean, the Primal Beast just looked way too tanky there.
I feel if anything, they were just baiting out some reaction. I mean, they got this Visage teleport, they got a hookshot. All right, back to farming, right? Remember, this is a Drow lineup for Secret. Traditionally, Drow lineups, you're aiming for some pretty later timing, right? This is not a hero that, I mean, this hero can join the fights early and be super happy to clean him up. But she's also pretty happy to just keep farming ancient stacks, getting the levels. Every level in this hero counts for a lot in terms of how her ult works, so
much of Drow's impact, though, going into that later game is whether or not she's able to just freely hit people without, you know, stuff being in the way and negating that ultimate of hers. Do you think that's why? I mean, we have Primal Beast, we have Clockwork. There does seem to be a decent number of heroes to get on top of this Drow range, or is that not enough in your mind?
Yes, Solar Guardian Global needs to bail him out. Here's the first connect with that chain stun.
Yeah, they're going to use this nicely. Nisha said, okay, you guys take 33. I trust you got it. I'm actually going to go for the +1 here. Sneaking showed himself, and Resolution with the hammer will claim the double.
Very nice double kill for them. This is the type of tempo I think Secret wants to play. Just finding the kills when their ults are up every 70, 80 seconds or so. Connect with a Vendetta, connect with a Rolling Thunder. Back to farming. Crystallis gets to clear triangle, he gets to clear top wave. Puppy finally trying to get to his level 6 up here. Inching towards it with every CS, so Secret pretty much getting what they want on all their heroes during this time. And every time Visage dies, you're also extremely happy because it sets down the tempo on the map, right?
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden, Tundra doesn't have this flat. They don't have this rate pack that they're getting to that's going to exist in the space and be occupying the mindset. We saw Snaking. He went Arcane Boots, man. This guy is also thinking about it. I'm telling you, he does not want to run out of mana this game.
No. Go for Force Staff next. Certainly going to help out a lot against, I mean, they have so much where the Rolling Thunder on in with the Dawnbreaker ultimate on top of that. They want to be able to get people out of these AoE stuck situations where they're chain stunned.
Yeah, Tundra almost always buy double Force Staff. It is in 90% of their games. They like to be able to reset fights, save people. I mean, the Arcane Boots is another form of save this game, right? If you Arcane Boots your Terrorblade, Arcane Boots your Primal Beast, you might get Sunder off, you might get that Onslaught off. All of a sudden, that counts as a reset. The Tundra always thinks about these itemizations in terms of how they can prolong the fight for their cores and just get multiple rounds of spells off. That's where their lineup shine.
What do you make of the Veil, though? Soxa has that Force Staff. He's definitely going the double, but he also has the Veil queued up.
He's gonna buy Veil. It's an AUI team. I mean, this guy's been buying Veil for almost a decade here. This item is efficient. Like, you get the mana regen, you get some aura. It produces a significant amount of damage increase in the early fights. The question I always have with this item is if you don't get the early fights, does it feel that good going into the later game, especially versus BKB cores or cores that jump you on the backline, right? Because it isn't as much survivability, it isn't as much tankability in those later durations.
Dire's middle tower.
So to me, this tells me, again, Tundra want to hit a like 20 to 25 minute timing here. Spell damage is just too much for Secret to deal with.
It's kind of interesting, though, because they're matched up against two cores that can go Magic Immune.
Yes.
You know, we're going to have that Dawnbreaker. Science found the opening. The Rolling Thunder is on top of it. The chain's done. Here it is. No opportunity for a Sunder. Now they back up through, but the hookshot is on in from Soxa. The rest of the team of Secret is going to come through. They managed to get out the global ever so barely. And look at Chrysalis. He's just standing and delivering on that high ground. Now they come back in with Nisha from behind. They almost claimed a kill on a Snake King, but now he's been grabbed by the Primal Beast. He needs to jump away. The Swashbuckle gets him a little bit of distance, burning through the mana of 9. He's got a lot of sick charges. Nisha actually, with the haste druid, is running around. He spotted Snake King. Hey, look at him. You're not getting away from it when he knew it too. Even with the high 5, taunting Snake King into his death. 33 chase down, stunned into 1. And now they've got Chrysalis to clean up the kill. Just like you want any Drow Ranger to go. Everybody else is engaging, and the Drow Ranger is sitting in the back, throwing out the physical damage and collecting in the kills.
Echo Saber timing from Rezo doing a lot of work there as well, and that's a huge amount of levels for this Secret lineup that uses them amazing. Of course, Haste Druid on Nisha, he is just doing the best Pango dance of his life, cleaning up the back end of the fight. Gets a huge shield crash off as well, just tanking so much up. And all that was started with this Terrorblade pick, right? This is the exact target they want to find with this Solar Guardian Nyx Vendetta combo. It's going to be deadly for Skeeter all game. It'll bypass the vision that was such an issue for Secret last time. Nyx doesn't care if you have wards. He doesn't care if you have the Terrorblade illusions because you cannot sentry everywhere. That's going to give him a window to start a lot of these engagements with the core down. And just beautiful teamfight execution here. Again, the Carapace messing with these heroes, the mana burn in these early fights, doing a decent amount of work. And Nisha just playing with him, man. Puts the high 5 up at the end. See you later.
Yeah, he's feeling himself. Even after game 1 loss, Nisha showing that he does not lack in confidence on the main stage here. I want to point out the fact that Wraith Pact was alive that entire fight. That cannot feel good for Tundra that they recently picked up this item. They used it to the full extent of its abilities and they still lost.
Very true.
Science, you gotta be careful. Oh, 33. Drops the familiars first.
Narrowly escapes that vision. He was really close to just dying there. He has full wand, but
Radiant's
that was a
middle
bold
tower
move.
is under attack.
Very bold. Indeed. He'd be just about as bold as Nine, who was thinking about Puppy showed, maybe diving in and trying to quick kill and get out.
Pretty hard to out-farm this Tundra team, but I do feel like Secret, they have a decent advantage right now in terms of the actual 5-on-5. Outside of that Wraith Pact, they have their Diffusal, they have their Echo Saber. Solar Guardian's pretty powerful for giving you the numbers advantage. Visage, he's top. You know, if you find an opportunity to get a 5-on-4, a 3-on-2, some of these number fights with the Vendetta global ability, Secret's going to take those every time because they have global to back it up as well. Maybe part of this Veil on the clock is also Soxa just trying to find Puppy in this game. That is his MO. Yeah. Find the silencer, hook him. If you Veil him, maybe it gives you the extra damage to just kill him faster or solo kill him even.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Especially Nine's going to follow up, he onslaughts and tramples through. Like, that's one-shot territory for sure.
Now they have
Sights out of the opening. They have the Rolling Thunder as well. The Dawnbreaker. Tundra did not see this one coming fast enough, but they do have in that back line. Skeeter has popped the meta, so Secret needs to be able to reset a little bit, especially with Saksa getting on top of the Drow Ranger, making it even worse. Puppy's going to get grabbed. The two supports of Secret die, despite the fact that Secret are the ones finding the initiation. It's Tundra who get the better of the engagement, and as a result, maybe take this mid tower.
I mean, just beautiful hook shock to the backline, disrupts the whole fight. Nisha's going on this Visage, but it's not really the target he wants to start on, especially if it's just him. Like, you're basically just wasting Rolling Thunder at that point. You can't come through and turn that fight around post-BKB or post-Terrorblade initiation. And Skeeter joining, pretty nice Yasha timing, along with that Mithril Hammer, just dealing a decent amount of damage and putting up 2 kills into a tower. That's the type of fight Tundra wants to be able to take. Visage tanks the initiation, Terrorblade gets a free fight. Nisha just going into all
and it's a shield crash on 2, but I don't think it's enough to save him from this sticky situation. Not sure what he was expecting there, but it was certainly not 3 heroes from Tundra.
I think he just wanted an easy bounty rune, but nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing is easy on the TI main stage, Cap.
No, certainly not against Tundra, who have been... They really have not given much ground to Secret in either of these games.
There's a lot about BKB timings as well, who can just commit in the fights and get the damage done during those intervals. We'll have BKB flying out for resolution here, so he's pretty strong in a TP pop. Of course, he can TP to these lanes no one else wants to go to. He'll join the team. It's time for Secret to try and find something. Remember, Meta has been down for this as well. 50 seconds. Skeeter does not want to join a fight. Rezo just pushing in here.
They're gonna spot him. Gonna get off his BKB in time. He's gonna be chain stun here. Beautiful combo from Tundra. 9 and Saksa not overlapping there at all. Very nicely played.
That's the bailing.
Yeah, that's true.
There for that bail. So this extra burst, have to try and account for it.
Now Secret is willing to fight.
They have a blink on Tango.
Oh, it's gonna be revealed though. Not the Rolling Thunder. Just try and slow him down. They're going in pretty deep for this one. I'm not sure if the rest of the team really wants to follow this one up. They're going to try with the Impale, but here comes the Primal Beast running over the Nyx Assassin. The first use of the BKB. If it's course, they got to get out. Leave their supports behind. They are fodder. The face of the Tundra team. Oh, fast little arrow, and now this Visage. Though they do have Skeeter coming in from the side. The meta pops out. He does Gus, pushing over to the side. Ooh, Saksa. That's an awkward conks. Blocking Skeeter from his retreat, jumping back in. Nisha claims the kill out of 33. Now with the resolution closing in here, they can throw out the stun. Skeeter's gonna pop his BKB. Do they have their own BKB? Needs to get off the thunder. He gets it off on Saksa. Turns around and kills the Drow Ranger. A beautiful play, but the young man on stage is gonna be able to claim 2 core kills.
Looking to find something, but just not much to claim. Skeeter back up to full HP here. 9 full resources as well. Impale off the mark.
And with that miss. No. 9.
It's not that crazy. Oh, that was almost a nice Terrorblade kill. Saw Rezo manning up. He was chunking him down, but just getting in that Sunder range. Enough to propel him back up to full. Skeeter has done a very nice job at joining these fights at the right time and in the right place to get a decent position.
Radiant's middle tower.
That said, Isha is really carrying this early game. Like, he is doing so much of the damage these early engagements, going in, going out, trying to bait out the spells. This global is not really what Puppy wants out of the spell, right? Like, he's getting trampled down during a global. Doesn't feel amazing. Imagine they have that later on because he can survive, but the long-range damage is for the Secret lineup. You get swashbuckled, you get hit by this Drow, you have some silencer dots on you.
Look at this play from Nisha blinking back in to claim that Visage kill. I mean, that was beautiful. Massive. But Skeeter
burst is pretty close.
The BKB and the attention to put it onto Saksa to give him the most HP rather than the Drow Ranger.
That's very nice. Very heads up.
Skeeter, I mean, he's not had a long career. He started off, I mean, he first learned about Dota during TI2 when he was still in elementary school. He was watching pro gamers on stage, and that was the first time, apparently, that he learned you could play video games for money. He said, that's what I want to do. And here he is, in the upper bracket final for the most amount of money,
He's playing him for a little bit.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Just a little bit.
This gamer thing is working out all right for him.
Yeah, he seems to be doing just okay.
Hook dot. Saksa killing the creep, chaining the stun there with the cogs, but the rest of the team, they called it off. They said, this is not the fight that we want. Saksa says, okay, thanks, guys. I'll see you later.
splitting the map. Snaking trying to do a little
the roll up. Hey, forces something out of him. Forces 2 ultimates, in fact. Snaking, that's... I mean, he dies, he doesn't get a kill, but he did get a lot out of Secret in a way.
I think Secret, like I said though, I think Secret is happy to play his tempo where they get these kills. Like 40 seconds on the sideline for a 100-second ult. Not the worst, right?
Yeah.
To me, this is Tundra waiting out this meta timing. They really want to take the fights with Terrorblade this game. They need his manpower in the engagement. Sure, Visage survives for a while, Primal Beast survives for a while, maybe kills the support. But the fights where Skeeter joins is really the ones where they want to clean up and get the conversion into the objectives. Next one being Roshan here. He has full Hurricane Pike, so you can get pretty aggressive at these engagements. Just Hurricane Piking in, meting, taking the fight to this Drow if she gets caught. Would expect Tundra to group up and probably try and smoke for some sort of good fight with Vision very soon here.
Get the right kind of fight, take Roche.
Snaking, he's just going to teleport in on cue.
Okay, here comes.
Smoke everybody but Skeeter, let him show somewhere, send illusions on the lanes.
I mean, with BK being an Agate Scepter on 9, this Primal Beast is so scary when he goes in.
What gets popped?
It's gonna break, drop the sentry, doesn't catch Zayats fast enough.
They're gonna threaten the Roche though, and Secret need to think about whether Tundra's committing to this. They don't have an easy way to get Vision in that pit.
That is super awkward. I mean, somebody kind of has to put their life on the line to get that information.
I mean, it's a mind game.
Turns into a free pick, perhaps, especially now with the ward going down.
Situations can be very awkward, especially when the enemy team has ways to force you to show elsewhere. Similar to that last game, Skeeter, he's on an illusion hero. His job is just be super obnoxious with these and shove the waves that Secret doesn't want to go to.
Yeah, but if they find this initiation,
I mean,
Skeeter...
this could be the best hero they can find.
Okay, they're not going to be able to get a fast initiation for it. Ooh, the roll up. Is he going to be able to get off anything? Here's Nisha. He's just dead immediately. The physical damage overwhelms him, and now Zayat's going to be chased down. They spotted him. They're going to pop the drums, chase him down. They've got the slow, and that should be it for our Nyx assassin. He's got a Vendetta up in a second, but I'm sure they have detection, even if he tries for it. She does not. Holds on to that spell for now. That's kind of awkward because they're running into the BKB carry.
Yeah.
I don't know how Secret would be able to change stuff. They would have to take it. They needed Vision over the Terrorblade, I guess.
I mean, I think they're just hoping to force a reaction, maybe get out. If they find another core who doesn't have BKB, they're happy to take that fight with the Solar Guardian Global. At least they got this meta out on a good portion of the map, right? It prevents Skeeter from just instantly going into Roche with meta. That said,
he did have a TP up.
That was the dieback for the Nyx, so he was dead for 70. Gonna give a decent window here for Tundra to just clean it up without that meta. Now you're in a position where you can test as your Secret, and how do you even get tested? There's no way without Pango. It's gonna be very close here, but not close enough.
Yeah, I mean, I love the fact that Tundra recognizes we don't have the meta, so we need to throw all the damage we have right now. They're going to do it just in time. Before Nisha could get into the pit with that Rolling Thunder and disrupt things and cause a bunch of chaos. So, I mean, great read by Tundra. They got that timing down to a T.
Fast plays win you games. Yep. Making every second count here. That's going to be ages for this Terrorblade. Makes it even scarier in these engagements, and Ag's done for 9, so his Primal Beast damage is starting to ramp up.
Initiation though, Nisha, they had the vision to be able to get the opening. The Drow Ranger's gonna get run over though. 9 popping his axe, but he has to chase in real deep for this one. Can anyone bail him out? He's just getting trampled to death. Somebody help Crystal. It pops him at the last second, but 9 grabs him in the end, pulls him down. Now, underneath that tier 2, I mean, he's fast. Can he get away though? No, the final swashbuckle gets him in the end, but they get drug in a little bit deeper. Zayats, he's gonna be chased down to the side here at the same time. 33 is kind of toying with them, trying to bait Secret into going for more, but they will not get baited. 33 just straight up throws damage onto the tier 2, saying you guys can't fight right now. Force Staff aggressively, Force Staff in, Force Staff back into line, but Resolution cleans out the support. The Stoneborn gives him a little bit of time. Nisha, he's got to keep his distance here. That's Thunder.
Secret can keep poking here.
They can. Can they actually keep them in place though? Slowed down by the curse and the hammer. Nisha comes in through the side. The shield crashes there, and whoa, there goes that Visage.
There goes the raid pack.
Pop as soon as the cloak is gone.
This poke and physical burst is ramping up for Secret. Desolator on Resolution. He's doing a huge amount of work in these engagements. You get the proc on any hero, throw the swashbuckle on top. And suddenly it's a decent amount of minus armor coming your way. I mean, Rezo is the carry right here. You know, it really is. Going back to his days with the multiple TI runs here. Not unfamiliar territory for him.
Yeah, I mean, I always think of, when it comes to Resolution and carrying on the main stage, I always think back to that time we stood in for Team Empire, and his performances at that TI were incredible.
I mean, he's 9-1-7, level 20. He's the highest level in the game.
Yeah.
Having a beautiful game here. Shard online. Echo built back up after the BKB disassemble. Less luminosity attacks required. Like, he is going to shred these Tundra supports if he gets on them. Crystal Maiden basically just gets Starbreakered into oblivion. Skeeter needs to use his BKB timing well. If this fights go really long and Secret still have the manpower up, I feel like this is not the same situation as last game where Tundra can stall the fights out super long and just benefit from the astrals and the tossbacks and the arrows. Yeah, this is more you got to commit with your Terrorblade, get the damage done, make sure it counts.
At the same time, though, while Rezzo's having this amazing game, we saw in the last fight, Chrysalis, because he still doesn't have BKB, he's just being soloed by a single hero. 9 is so farmed in this Primal Beast that he's just able to trample him down.
It makes you wish he had 2 Force Staffs, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe that is the key of the game. I mean, Puppey has one. He's building Glimmer as well. Any extra ability you can give your Drow. Very nice hook shot.
Hook shot off of that, but it does give an opportunity for Nisha to get off the Rolling Thunder if he wanted to. Global silence from Puppey, though. It is something expended.
The Skeeter's looking to go in here. Still has Aegis.
About it. Skeeter's chasing Puppey with the Eye of Scotty. Slowed
tanky,
down
actually.
to a crawl. He is pretty tanky, and they actually can finish him off somehow.
Hell, he has like 26 armor.
Yeah, I mean, the tier 2, I guess that armor aura, maybe just enough to keep him alive.
Walks it off.
Now, meta has been used, and the Aegis is going to expire in a minute and a half. There's going to be timing here for Secret.
I mean, it was the marksmanship. Giving him all the extra bonus, Agi. Yeah. So his silencer's a lot more tanky than you think.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think Skeeter thought he was going to, like, 3-shot him. Yeah. Wait a minute. This guy have a Sven shard or something? Now Secret have an opportunity to abuse the meta cooldown here. Smoke up from Puppey. Wants to try and initiate with this Nisha Pango. Either find the back line.
Surprised they're going right now. But maybe it's just like meta's down. It doesn't matter if he's got Aegis.
Down. Aegis running out at 50. They want to find some initiation with the Solar Guardian on the top.
They're not quite close enough. Puppey. Smoke is going to break. Tundra on high alert. Up on a high ground. Really good timing from them. They backed out at the right time. They read, you know, hey, even if we've got this Aegis, we're still exposed whenever meta is down. We have to play defensive. Going up
just
to the high
TPing outpost, or he canceled that. That was a aggressive outpost TP, I was about to say.
I was wondering where he was TPing to.
We'll take it back. Said Tundra, I mean, this team is just so efficient at playing the map. They have an 8k lead. It really doesn't feel like they have that much, but they just all on their supports. These supports just always get farmed. Making up the Force Staff and Thoxa, sitting on the big boy Billy.
Oh yeah, he's going to get the Aghanim Scepter soon, which means one of the side benefits the Aghanim Scepter is the constant rocket spam that you get. That's another aspect of split push that Tundra will have. He always got something.
Yeah, split push the lanes. He can throw the vision in the fight to find the silencer. Yep, making it annoying for this Pango who wants to hide in trees. Yeah, he's just going to pick it up, buy out for it. Tundra collecting a lot on the map right now.
Them again. This deep vision they have in the mid lanes that's, I think, giving them a heads up that this is happening. Now, they're going to lose their Crystal Maiden, but that is really not that important. Tundra are pretty happy with losing their 5 if it means another smoke is down on the side of Secret.
They're okay with this for now, and okay, I was gonna say Skeeter had a Sacred Relic in his his inventory. A little early for Divine there, son, but of course Nullifier coming out. It's gonna be nice to dispel these Secret cores in the fight. No more Force Staff for the Drow at a time where he might really need it, right?
Yeah, sure.
Also messes with Pango, so interesting itemization here from Skeeter. Again, I think Tundra's identifying they want to make the most happen in the interval where they get the clockwork quick shot, they get that initiation. Meta is off cooldown. Especially for the next Roshan fight. This is what both teams are gearing up for. For Secret, they do have like a full core lineup that scales incredibly well here.
The Nullifier is really the best item for. I mean, it felt like there was a lack of damage here. I would expect maybe I think the pure Daedalus route or something.
I think the Nullifier becomes very good when you get to that Swift Link. When you get it already, that's the cue. I don't think you go with the Nullifier without getting a blink somewhere near the core. Yeah, so what you really want to do is blink on the Drow, Nullify, Scotty hit him. He's gone, right? He has just there, man. Like you in it. It's the fight here nice for the team. Same with like the Silencer. I mean, we saw the Silencer's tanky, it takes a little bit. Nullifier just helps you cement these kills. Tundra wanting to use it here. Shiva's completed for 9.
On the ward now. They make back up just at the right time. So now Secret, they have a gem as well. earlier Tundra. And again, they buy these really early gems, which I'm a big fan of. Tundra, as soon as they feel like they're kind of like, all right, we're definitely stronger than these guys, they pick up the gem and they just take over the map.
No vision left. Absolutely debilitating for these secret lineups that need to fight around it.
Maybe a big reason why they're able to get such a big net worth lead.
This helps. I mean, Hayat's game is just not easy.
No.
And he just doesn't want to run up any of these high grounds. The illusions are constantly shoving in, which forces someone from his team to go somewhere else.
Scan up to the high ground, see if they can get into position to get this ward down.
Crystallis is like leading the charge here, you know?
Yeah, you know, he's like, he's got a fresh BKB. He's like, I don't have to be scared any longer.
The one upside compared to last game is you can put resolution on illusion duty, and you can still join the fight.
Yes.
So your ability to play the map versus the illusions went up considerably.
It means that he's farm in the meantime, too. He's still actually ahead of Crystallis in that regard.
These secret cores are farm. I'm just worried that they go in. Tundra is just hitting so many good timings on their heroes here. The double force staff done, the Ags on the clock, or Shiva's Ags on this Primal Beast, and 33 pushing towards an Assault Kuros. That is like the huge armor differential gone, right? EC, Buckler, all these things huge versus Drow.
Now they're opening force staff, push them
force.
deeper into Secret. Maybe that's not what they wanted. At the same time, 9, well, he tried to go in, and that initiation didn't feel good either. So Tundra is now on full-out retreat. The roll-up, he should get a deal with the Frostbite. Can he get out, though? He's going to be grabbed by 9. Swashbuckle over to the side. There goes the Crystal Maid. Nice two-man stun as well from the Nyx Assassin. And once again, the Terrorblade. Triple kill for Crystallis. Turns over to 9, who had a deep commit in order to finally finish up that Pangolier. No stuns in time. The BKB lasted long enough. Oh, got him just in time. Science finds a 4th kill for Crystallis.
Wanted that rampage for the books, but damn close. And Secret cleanup 4, only losing the Pango there. Very happy to get that trade. The gem will be rescued here.
Oh, they saw that on the ground, but Shaking got his courier out fast enough to be able to recover that gem. So that's
quick fingers on the couriers from this Tundra side.
They really do. They know how to play with every single unit they have in their control.
That is the exact fight Secret wanted to hit. They got some vision out. They tank it, the initiation with the Pango. The global was beautiful. Separates the fight, and of course, can't ask for a better time. Getting that into the second Roche here. Aegis on Drow is a huge deal. This damage is starting to come through for this Terrorblade. I thought that was an aggressive force staff from Secret. At first, I was like, oh, that was nice, but it was Tundra trying to save him from the chain stun, which you can't blame them. But it ends up just pushing him so deep, and then Nisha on the back line. Secret just get the dream fight here, right? Drow gets to just shoot Terrorblade the whole time. He gets forced in again, maybe betraying a little bit here. He just gets bursted by Resolution with the minus armor. Drow to back him up. This Tricore coming online for Secret here. The physical damage is no joke. If Terrorblade dies, the other 2 cores are not going to carry the huge distance in that fight in terms of the damage output. Like, this is a Terrorblade draft. You are bucking him up. You want him to live through that engagement. And at this point, Rezo and Crystallis might just be out carrying him. The tag team here, that's a big swing.
He's no longer going the Swift one. Now he is going back for the Daedalus. Now he's saying the damage is the problem, but I did like your idea of like a certain way to play against the Drow Ranger, because in just a normal game, this 1-to-1 matchup between Drow and TV is not that fun.
I mean, this Nullifier, it makes a lot of sense this game. It helps him stick on targets, but at the same time, he has to aggressively force them to be able to stick on them. If someone gets forced before you get that Nullifier hit out, it gets kind of weird, right? Yeah. Like, traditionally, if you want to go this Daedalus build, maybe you rather have Satanic, something else, even like a Manta Dispel.
Butterfly opportunity.
I mean, he's still going to be incredibly strong here. If he gets the Nullifier hit, it's going to pay off. Just a question of can he land it and how deep does he go in the fight? Because like we saw there, you go a little too deep, you get Starbreakered. You're not living through that. Now Secret taking the fight to them, pushing his tower with Aegis. Smoke wraparound though.
The initiation, but Science reads it. He's going to be able to break that smoke. The onslaught on through. They do have the Spike Carapace, pop the BKB last second. They manage to get on top of the Silence as well. The Silence goes out. Science is not dead yet, nor is Puppy. Well, Chris is delivering the damage onto Skeeter. Force that forward. Manage to get the hook shot. Turn around. Skeeter gets off the Thunder on his support. Manta gets popped. Crystal is trying to walk away, but that Nullifier, it'll keep him in place. And now 9 is setting up for the Starbreaker, though. Resolution. He barely hits the end one, and that's all he needed. Crystallis on the second line will stand and deliver the damage onto 9. That'll finish him off. The Primal Beast with the Dispel is not going to be enough to walk away.
Give me your intelligence, mother. And I'll take it every time. Puppy with the buyback to get the extra insteal.
And runs down Snake King. Resolution finds an extra one on top of that. None of these heroes have buybacks, so Secret. The world is their oyster at this point.
I mean, this game has swung completely, right? Like, we can feel in these fights, the damage is just running out for Tundra. And the real carry in this game, Resolution, coming online. Hits 25 after this fight. It was a huge deal for this hero. Now you're dealing with double Starbreaker, which have just been debilitating for Skeeter.
Yeah.
I mean, beautiful hook shot here. They get the Sunder off. Operation Safety to bail out Skeeter. Takes the fight to Crystallis. Maybe if there's no Aegis here, this fight looks different. Even so, Rezo is just smacking him. That hammer hurts, man.
Yes, it does. All that farm is paying off. They're so focused on dealing with the Drow Ranger in this bad matchup with the Terrorblade that it means that Resolution is completely uncontested fights. Delivering damage right there. And there's man on stage who set all that up in the first place. His Vendetta positioning, breaking that smoke.
That was
made
beautiful.
An awkward initiation for Tundra.
I mean, that's what wins Secret the fight there. Like, imagine Puppy gets broken on instead of that Nyx. It's a completely different engagement. Instead, 9 has to spend his entire BKB duration and half that fight chasing Puppy around. He doesn't want to be doing this. It's dirty duty. Someone has to, but it takes him way longer than he wants. And now Secret taking control of this game. Now they're scaling into that late game Tricore where Shiva's on Nisha on top of a Timeless Relic Arcane Rune. He's going to be pretty strong in this next engagement. Huge amount of spell damage coming out. If Trow lives through the initial burst from Tundra, it's going to be a hard fight. Rocket Flare scouting Puppy.
They're going to go for that free kill. And he has the gem too. Nisha's going to try and follow this up though. They do have the Dawnbreaker ultimate coming in on the side. They're going to chain stun down this Visage. They work through the cloak. The double hammer goes to play. And Snaky, well, he's trying to raise the field. They're getting on top of Crystallis. This time around, when he doesn't have that second line, Skeeter's got the meta. And they can start linking to the Drow Ranger. But they need to be able to get the disarms. And now in the case when they're going out, the Drow falls, yes. But Resolution and Nisha, they are just cleaving through hero after hero. The Primal Beast again trying to walk away. But Resolution, he'll run you down. He'll drag you down into the dark, down until you fall, down until you go all the way back to the fountain.
Resolution Starbreaker breaking Tundra's dreams here of closing this out 2-0. He wants to send it to a game 3. This man is absolute resolute.
He really is, and it's so fitting. He showed up on this roster with Science, completely turned what was kind of a mediocre lineup for Team Secret. They really did not find much success. And it seems like this combination of Science and Resolution we see on the right-hand side is what has been enough. It's a secret ingredient that has turned Secret into an absolute killing machine. May just give them the chance to even up this series against Tundra, the upper bracket finals.
Secret is just all over Skeeter in these fights. He just does not have the sustained health like last game. And they are able to burst this Terrorblade down regardless of the Drow. And yeah, you love to see that, man.
Talking back to a little bit of the TI1 days. Back then in their very first international debuts, were closer together, much closer. They're face up against each other. Here at TI11, it feels like a similar vibe, and you could see Zayats, he loves that.
Oh, especially when you're dead. There's nothing else to look at but that guy across the stage from you. He's standing up and shouting.
Yep.
Little extra mental mind games going down. And that's 2 lanes for Secret here. Cementing themselves at a 15k gold lead. They have the buybacks. Tundra's probably going to have to buy out to take these fights. Full control of this game now. Octarine done on Nisha. Aeon disc for Puppy. Jumping him just became a little bit harder. I mean, now you really need to get back into this nullifier. You need it, but yeah, Skeeter's just getting kited, right? And even if he takes down one of these secret cores, pick your poison. Are you going Drow? Or are you going Dawnbreaker?
Yeah, somebody's got to deal with this Dawnbreaker, man. I almost feel like 9 getting his level 25. I know most people go the extra duration, but I almost wonder if getting the BKB piercing disable would be better. Just deal with this Dawnbreaker who's like BKB and challenging the Terrorblade every time.
It might be. If you can just get this Dawn off your Terrorblade, at least free him up a little bit, or maybe burst him. I don't know how much it's doable, but you have to deal with Resolution at this point. He's just cleaving through your entire team. I mean, he has Blink. He has everything up, pushing towards Strength Blink. In fact, he's saving for buyback. So even if you kill him once, he's going to buyback. He's going to Solar Guardian back in. This Dawnbreaker has built-in Aegis here, as long as he wants to keep the gold up, which he will.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool idea, because they're essentially just one team fight away from being able to finish off this game too. We'll see how Tundra is able to hold now that the shoe is on the other foot.
Rocket's coming out, doesn't see anything. Peter might get caught.
This would be the worst situation. Oh man, stun set up with the resolution. Ready to go. Both will fall. Both do have buyback, but there's going to be a third hero on the ring. It's 33. Roll on through, stop the onslaught as well. Everything being countered on the side of Secret. They use their buybacks, but they're not going to be able to do much. Maybe they can. Nine jumps in, grabs the Drow Ranger, and they do manage to get him. Immediate buyback. Secret trying to reset around this one. A beautiful shot from Science. Once again, another two-man follow-up. Nisha keeping his distance here with the swashbuckle. Is going to roll up to the side. They're going to try and deal with this next assassin. Oh, Tundra coming in. Here comes the stuns. Can they change stun if they burn out of mana? He needs to be able to get off a Sunder, but he doesn't have an opportunity to do so. He falls. A dieback on the carry, but at the same time, oh, the Primal Beast went in, but they couldn't actually deal with the Drow Ranger who's just in the back line. Throwing away the damage resolution. He will not go down easy. He will not go down without a fight. He finally does fall, but Tundra, it's too late for them. They blew far too much to be able to bring down the Dawnbreaker, and now Chrysalis is here to clean up. They buy back where they can. They do have the Roland coming on through. That's going to be able to get the chains done on to 9. He's dead as well. 3 dead, no buybacks. 33 going to be collected, and that is it. GG. Team Secrets. They will close out this game 2 and even up the series.
I mean, that's what everybody wants to see here, a game 3 between these two teams, and that felt like Secret's playbook through and through. Clinical early to mid-game, executing with their ults on the kills that they need to, a slower tempo, just methodically oozing the victory out of that game from Tundra, and it felt like Tundra were the ones kind of on a timer.